Yo, what's up, people in the chat? I think I have to lower my volume. Bro, the chat is so small. Hold on. I might have to make it bigger. Alright. I think I fucked it up, but it's alright. It's okay. Yo, what's up? Hazy, hello. Noel, hi, Viba, welcome to the stream. I'm just putting my Insta story. Hold on. I think, wait. I think 22 seconds? Okay, shit. Wait, how do I put a link, bro? And sorry for the delay, guys. There is gonna be a little bit delay. Okay. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, the animations on this thing is crazy. I watched like the previous live streams and shit, bro, was crazy. GG.
Today, the stakes are greater than ever. Every match offers teams a chance to qualify for playoffs, a chance to play in front of the French fans. But failure will be punished. A loss today means no place on the main stage, no club championship points, and no EWC trophy. Every round matters. The pressure is on. This is where legends are forged.
Nice overplay. It's given by the creators. I didn't make it. Bro, this whole thing is kind of cool.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Paris, France for EWC 2026 Valorant. Day number 6 is underway as we have our final pair of spots left in the playoffs with 4 teams looking to book their ticket. Digon here alongside Kukuka and Big Time to get you set up for day 6 action. So I'm very, very excited to see who are going to join the EMEA and America's teams.
Yeah, I'm just chilling today. No heart attacks. It was a good day yesterday.
Wait, what,
Have some EMEA team winning, also energy. We couldn't go
MIBR
all 5 for 5, but hey, Spain won,
versus
so
AGAL.
Oh, third. Oh, third.
The
This
first
is a
game
massive
is
day for me. I got Nongshim still left in. Do me proud,
Yes,
please.
that,
I need
yeah.
some Pacific
Today
representation here.
for you. But
MIBR versus AGAL.
I don't know. I just thought about their opponent. I don't know.
It's all doable. Both these matches, absolute bangers. Win and you're in. Lose,
Yo, what
you
is
go
that delay?
home.
What the
stakes
fuck?
cannot be
Because
higher.
of
You
the
want to play on that big stage
stream.
in front of the fans.
That's right. We started with 16 teams here in the tournament. They were set into 4 groups of 4, and only 2 would make it out of each group. And we're now down to the final 2 groups left, with Group C and Group D decider groups for that second place spot. And as we just alluded to earlier, Nongshim Red Force and G2 will be doing battle, as well as MIBR Los up against All Gamers. Pacific currently 1-7 in terms of series here.
Koi na bhai,
at
haan, I had to
EWC.
do that,
A very
guy.
huge turnaround in terms of
The rules
fortune from last year's
were-
performance.
I couldn't do
Yeah,
anything.
very much so. I mean, look, Pacific is a region.
That's
We like
like a
to
30
talk so
second.
much
I think
about
I
how
put
we're
1
the
minute.
strongest region. We won 4 Masters in a row, going for a 5th. Maybe it was 5 going for a 6. I can't even remember.
The
We're that
whole,
good. The numbers are that high. That's the problem. But not
really.
Event is
But
kind
not
of
here
cool.
at EWC. I do feel like it's been a real struggle of a tournament, even for the heavy
Let me
hitters and
just-
Paper X.
let me-
They
let
went
me-
out
let me
2
pull
and
up my
0.
stream on my
One
phone so I
last
can
team
watch the
left to
chat
do
as
it
well.
for the region that I love so much.
I still think that is a healthy thing to happen. That
Guys,
throughout
share
the
it to
year,
your
we have
friends
different
who
teams
love
coming out
Valorant
and
so
peaking
they
at
can
different
hop
times.
on and
It is
watch the stream as
incredibly
well.
difficult to choose when you're peaking, where your performance is at best, and the most difficult thing is to make that last for as long long as possible. No team can do that so far in Valorant.
Yeah, part of the $2 million prize pool are those teams that have qualified on in the 4
million, bro.
EMEA squads out of 5. And it's 2 for 2 so far for Americas, with 2 more teams up left for grabs here in later on action. Now, before we turn our focus to our final day 6 in Group C and D, let's take a look at the action from yesterday's matches, day 5, with Group A and B doing their decider matches.
Yo,
as
what
we
the
had
hell?
a heck of a day of Valorant yesterday, and booking 2 more tickets on in.
Yeah, I mean, bangers. BBL against EDG to open up the day, and BBL came out swinging. This is one of the most dominant games that we've seen. It was looking for a time that
Yo, the stream's fucked up, bro. What the fuck? Bro, I made sure everything was okay. Bro, nah. Nah. Nah, don't fuck me up. Don't fuck me up right now, please. Thank God.
To be going playoffs should be probably 1 or 2
Oh
of
my
them
fucking
in the
God,
grand
that scared
finals,
me a
right?
lot,
This is a
bro.
series that could be your second, third.
If that happens, I can get
place this
kicked out of the
tournament, even
problem.
potentially winners, especially for Falcons. They want to win this
30 USD
category
is a lot,
because they want to
buddy.
get that first place
2 million,
going
not
into the
30.
overall team competition here at EWC. So, as an organization, this Dota means a lot, and they are
You
one of
took
the
my
forerunners.
words too seriously
Yeah,
when I told
champions.
you to get
They were the
streaming
champions
corporate to
last
the
year.
I
and,
did.
Well,
I
not
did
the
get
Dota
it, bro.
champions, though. There they lost to Team Spirit. Pretty rough
Black
finals,
Low,
so
welcome to
they're
the
looking
stream.
for some revenge, and it's going to start against BB Team.
This year, the EWC Dota 2 format is more cutthroat than ever. This is how it's going to go down. The tournament starts with the group stage. The teams will be split into 4 groups of 6, where they'll play in a round-robin format. The top teams of each group qualify straight to the playoffs, and the bottom 2 are eliminated. The remaining teams move on to the survival stage, which is a single elimination best-of-3 gauntlet-style bracket. The team's
Yo, bro,
final chance of
hello,
survival.
sorry
The
for
first
the
round
late-
of the
It's okay,
gauntlet
I made
bracket
it,
starts with the
from my
3rd
friend,
and
so-
4th placing teams from the group
Got it.
stage.
Thank
The
you.
winner will meet the 2nd place team from group stage in round 2. Only 4 teams will move on from the survival
Yo, what
stage to the
happened? Yo,
playoffs.
just
The
sorry for the
playoffs are a
slight delay.
best-of-3 single elimination bracket, where a single mistake can be the difference between moving on and being eliminated
Hey,
from the
thanks for Viber
tournament.
for,
A 3rd place
moderating the
decider
chat.
will be
Let's
played
go.
for a bigger chunk of the prize pool, as well as valuable club championship points. The grand finals match is a best-of-5 for the 2 teams that have fought their way through each stage of the tournament. Only one of them will remain undefeated and claim the EWC 2026 Dota 2
I did it
trophy.
bad. I made it back. Okay, now. I think it is based off Saudi. It is happening in Saudi. I think the audio glitch happening is because of
It is
the...
time to focus on our second game
Oh,
of the
shit.
day. Falcons and BB team, they will go head-to-head here, game
Okay,
2.
it's
And it's
starting,
also
it's
time to
starting,
address the elephant in the room. Overall, first pick, Keeper of the Light, 6-0-17. That's disgusting, Seb. That should not happen.
That's a ban right there, Shiver.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's just a ban. That's all it is.
It's the ban.
It's a ban. Nothing else to add.
My fucking stupid ass was streaming Dota. I wasn't streaming Valorant. My stupid ass was streaming Dota.
And it has to be so difficult to be one of them.
Yeah, I do feel for them.
Well,
They're
it's
not
still
getting
running
to
the
watch
highlights,
their
I'm
team
so
play
sorry.
on that big stage. But on the side of NRG, as this series progressed, we move towards
Bro,
that
I'm so
third map.
tense.
I do
Hard
feel
to hear
like
your
they were for
voiceover.
sure the stronger team. NRG
I can't
are just,
do that.
They showed their
We're not
class
allowed
in my
to
mind.
speak
They are
over
one of the
the
oldest
audience.
squads in the tournament here, and that comes with experience. That comes with wisdom. You know, this is the core of the squad that lifted that champs trophy last year. So they really do know their way around a tricky best of 3.
Yep, second oldest squad, only behind G2,
good?
but
Is this overly good?
NRG
Oh
showing
my
the
God, the
experience here,
chat is
despite the
fucked
fact
now.
that KC seemed to be a solid Haven team, and the way that the map pools worked out in terms of map bans,
I think now it's
it seemed
okay.
like, okay, if we get
I
to
think
a third
everyone,
map, we're gonna
everything
see
is
a
fine
very
now.
even,
We don't
straight-up
need to
game,
touch
but
anything.
NRG just blitzed them throughout that first half, and it was just too big of a mountain to climb for KC.
The composition might have been a surprise. The confidence that we were also seeing, the way that they were moving around the map with Ethan just being like, okay, that is not here. The mid
I can't believe my dumbass was streaming Dota too. I don't have rights to do Dota, bro.
I'm happy
Oh my
to see
god.
that this is the energy that we're getting this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Ethan on that Neon, he called well.
I should have just opened up YouTube.
Bracket,
Oh my,
that's
oh
like
my
the amount of
stupid
multi-kills I
god.
saw.
I like it.
The beautiful little
Luciano, hi, welcome to the
who's
stream.
this
Guys,
young
those who are watching the
prodigy?
stream,
Maybe someone should sign
make sure
this
to like,
guy.
share, and subscribe.
Well, with the A group and B groups now locked in with their top 2 teams, we turn our focus to the final 2 groups in C and D, who all have sent 1 team each group.
I think today's the last day of the decider matches. Yeah, MIBR versus
It kicks off
AGAL.
with MIBR Los from Americas up against the final Chinese representative, AGAL. And then it's a rematch of the day 1 matchup, Nongshim Red versus G2.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I
no,
think
it's
both
fixed
these
now.
games
It's fixed. It's
incredibly
completely fixed.
exciting.
Don't
You
worry,
can see
guys.
the differences
No
across
more
these teams
problems
throughout
will
the
be
tournament.
phased now.
MIBR super hot and cold, one dominant game, one game getting stomped. AG, I think that their story is also really interesting. I thought they had it in them in that Heretics game.
Yeah,
and then,
they were the ones that got the closest.
Let's
yeah,
go,
but then
let's
they
go.
beat Global, but it's closer than I
MIBR.
would have liked
Who
to
are you
see.
guys
And then, of course,
rooting
that
for? Wait,
fantastic
let me
rematch where
grab a
Nongshim did get the better of G2 this time. It's them looking for revenge.
You also got to have to give something to Global. You know, I think that the first match for everybody is difficult. There are teams that hit the ground running. It is how it is, and I think that all gamers against Heretics
hit
was
the
one of
poll,
the
hit
teams
the
who
poll,
were so
guys.
surprised with the
Is
individual
MIBR gonna win
performances,
or
with the comps that they were playing,
AGAL
and
gonna
how
win?
at no
MIBR?
moment they were scared of looking for those duels. Probably, and still the most
votes on
enjoyable
MIBR,
match that
that's
we have had this
crazy.
year.
Ooh, strong words there from Kukua as we take
MIBR
a look
winning
at
for
that
sure.
bracket here
Let's
of
see,
our
let's
first
see.
series and the journey on how we got there. As you said, it was AGAL pushing pretty far, but still falling a little short of
I think
Team
there is
Heretics. And then on the
more
opposite side,
games
MIBR
against
up against Global Esports. MIBR held Global Esports to only 5-round wins there. And then in the next matchups, as our graphics will be coming up in just a little bit, Global Esports weren't able to mount anything against AGAL. So ultimately, as much as you want to say it, I feel like we didn't learn a lot because everyone played AGAL who just didn't show up at EWC. And I think now is going to be a very good learning lesson between MIBR and AGAL. 2 squads that did great work against Team Heretics, but ultimately fell short.
You know, I'm very, very interested in this game for me. I also
Should I
think
keep it
the
here
styles
or at the
definitely
bottom?
run quite differently overall, so I think this is a great matchup
The
to
reply is
watch. I
gonna be
think
slow as
AGAL,
hell, but
for me, still the underdogs just based on the whole year of performance, but for me personally, at this tournament, I think they've played fantastic Valorant. They've shown that they are capable of winning this game, but for me,
Yeah, I don't
execution
think
on the day,
Vibe-
and I just want to see that step up in level, because
Hit the
when you
poll
make
here,
it to the
this is
playoffs,
not-
it only gets harder from here, so you
Fun.
really have to
That's
earn
not
it.
what I meant
And
by
if
poll.
that Team Heretics versus AG match was something to go by, knowing and being aware of the absolute
think it's
amazing
better if I keep
firepower
it.
that is in MIBR, this should be also one of the best matches. Here's where we're having the bracket from Group D. Deegan, as you were saying, Team Heretics going all the way, almost flawlessly. In fact, the only map that they dropped was against All Gamers. And now we're here in the MIBR loss versus
I'll
All
keep it
Gamers.
here. What about
Yeah,
that?
I mean, it's definitely interesting in these sort of
Okay, I can
this
still see
GSL
the
style
game.
format where you get to see, you know,
First time
Valorant is
seeing
not
AGL
transitive
because it's a
realistically, right?
Chinese
MIBR blow
represented,
out Global, and then AG have a close game against them, but AG have a very
This is
close game
EWC,
against
no?
Heretics,
Like Esports
but
World Cup.
MIBR get blown out by
No,
them.
on
So
BCC,
it really
so
just
different.
go to show you that style is everything. It's not I beat you, you beat them. It's very, very much more complex than that. So that's make this game all the more exciting because
BTM.
it's a real coin flip for me, and I think I can't predict which way this will go.
Yeah.
I think it goes
Bottom
to
is good.
how
What do you mean that, like,
they're
bottom
feeling
is
on the
good?
day. That's very important. The fun that they're having onto stage. Those crazy rounds, so many rounds. The margin has been so incredibly slow without sneaky diffuses, incredible clutches coming from every single one of the teams. Many throws in rounds that were unforgivable to lose. So that is what I'm expecting to see today. All of those.
Yeah, MIBR Los, a combination between MIBR and the organization Los. And the reason for that important is that it's part of the
Yo, we
club
got
championship,
MIBR.
the larger overall scheme of EWC. So hoping for a big performance from this Valorant squad, normally known as MIBR, that hit 4th place at kickoff, 5th, 6th at stage 1 for America.
Bro, I like his hair, not gonna lie.
Internationals, but have a roster full of firepower.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Ooh,
These are
baby.
big names
Ooh,
in this squad.
baby.
You got Aspas, you got Zekken. These are guys that have been known to be fantastic, that are world leaders in what they do. So when this MIBR roster came together, it very much felt like this was a squad that
Aspas,
should
second,
be pushing
Verno,
for
Tex,
international
Mazzino,
titles
let's fucking-
consistently.
Absolutely.
Oh.
But they haven't
Am I
found
allowed to
that
swear?
yet
I
in
don't
Americas.
think so.
You know,
Like the
we
stream,
see it
guys.
here at
Yes,
EWC,
yeah.
and they've looked good, but they also show that little bit of weakness. It's, for me, I'm wondering when it's all going to click, when it comes together, when these names on paper jump out from us into the server and deliver that performance that was promised.
Can I be honest
Andre,
with you?
hi,
I
welcome
think
to
that
the
is, if
stream.
it's not today, we have a problem.
Yeah.
I think that we do have a problem. Are
You're
you
right.
looking at this roster? Aspas, Second, Bruno, Tex, and Mazzino, they should be blowing out the stage no matter who they play against. And especially when we talk about raw firepower and just crazy duels and whatnot. You have Aspas in second. Like, are we losing it?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
do we live on the same planet? Have we been
Aspas
watching the
and
same
second,
game, the
bro.
same
Second,
competitions,
bro.
and
Why did I say
whatnot?
second?
This is
The game.
should have been a very successful
Start.
roster, and they should
I
be
think it will
incredibly
in a
favored
bit.
to win today. But at the same time, you have no
Proud,
gamers
no.
that can just play like,
Go
oh, we're
on,
the
let's
underdogs, we're
go.
just gonna do
Yeah.
crazy shit. And
Yo,
if you
MIBR is
lose,
gonna
it's
win
on
with
you.
Aspas.
Yeah, I mean,
in
look, they
second.
embraced that
On
mentality
God.
in the Heretics game, and it worked
On God.
beautifully for them.
Yeah, let's
Yo,
dive into
am I the
this all
first
gamers roster. The player that
person
jumped
from
out
Kerala
at
to
me
get a
the most
EWC
was
co-streamer access?
GRQ,
Oh,
the
yes.
young kid who stepped on up in that first series and
Let's
made
go.
it
We
a
got
very
AGAL.
tight, close series with Team Heretics when he was on Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because in their second series, he was on Smokes, and all of a sudden it was a lot more stunted. It
Grim.
allowed Kira to be more comfortable, but his
proud
impact was
moment, bro. Oh,
way,
thank you.
way less.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is a team that definitely feels like they have flexibility. So when they're making these comms, they feel like, oh, well, you can move here, you move here, you move here. And yes, people
Bye.
might feel
And
like
go.
they can do it, but that performance from
Banger,
Shoku on the
Kira,
Phoenix was
Shrimp.
night and day.
Let's
Like, I
go.
couldn't
First
believe
map,
what I was
I
watching.
don't know
He's the
who-
one
which
for
the
me
first
where
map is.
if they're going to get the squad, if they're going to get it
I don't
done
think it's
today,
announced.
I
I think
want
it
to
was,
see him come back to life.
Lotus.
I want to see that big performance. But normally, historically, when we talk about this
But
team,
I'm not
Van
sure.
Der
I'm
is
not
the
sure.
one.
Let's
And
see.
Kira,
Yeah.
both of them.
Watch
But
the stream
they've
for
not
like
really been
knowing
here
which
as
map.
much.
Let's
They
go,
weren't
guys.
the talking point. So I think there's room for them
Guys,
as well
post
to
my
begin to step
thing
up
on your
and
stories. If
really
you want
take it to
mention,
MLB
just
on the
just
I
type
think
in the
that we were
comments.
too
I'll
impressed
mention you.
by
so
GRQ on
put
the
it in your
DQ
stories.
on the first day. To
Confused.
me, he has to be like Django, completely unchanged. You do not want to put him
Oh,
on
no, like,
Omen.
let's go. Thank you.
Come on, you love that reference.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I'm cooking. Today it is the day. But seriously, I think that once you give him that freedom, if he's giving you so much, do you want to put him in a more supportive role like Omen? Do not get me wrong, there's so many aggressive things that you can do with Omen. I would love for GRQ to be one of those that is just deep in your back that
GRQ is
you
playing
do not
Omen.
understand. I sometimes see Valing doing those kind of things,
Oh, yeah,
and
he
I'm
likes
like,
it.
man,
Want
I
to
want
see
players like
AGAL
GRQ
gameplay.
doing
They
those
say
type
they're
of things. And
flexible,
even though
so
you're
they
playing
might
a
be
supportive
good.
agent, to feel
They
like you
might
have
cook.
the agency to take this kind of risks and define the round, even if you're playing Omen.
Yeah, that's the thing that has been fun to watch them balance his raw gun skills, but then also someone's
his
got to beat
voice
the
is,
Smokes,
like,
and
so
Smokes
deep.
dying
Yeah.
first. It makes
Like,
it
it's so
very
serious.
difficult
Not
to
gonna
do
lie.
any sort of
Cool.
entry here, as the
I wanna have, like,
watching
a
this team
deep
evolve is going to be fun.
hard
If they want to
work,
play like that, they should
cool.
ask FPX from a few years ago or Navi. They should message Angel.
yeah.
How
Oh.
how does my team win with no smokes?
That must have been how they
Solid
practiced.
red.
Before we
That's some real
fight.
shit, bro.
No, it is a fine line.
That
but-
was free. I'm sorry, Angel.
It is a fine
was
line,
great.
right? Because very much, especially if you're having to swap mid-series, you know, you go from having these fantastic games on Phoenix where you are pushing the limits, and then it only takes a couple of rounds where you try push the limits on Omen, you get shut down, your team will just lose the round as a result, and then it's so easy to get in your own head, especially you're a younger player, you're playing with something to prove. It's hard to manage. So I hope
Yo,
if
for
they
me,
do
turn my
go for
camera
those kind of
off, hold on.
swaps again, they can pull it off a little bit more smoothly here today.
All right, well, we have the players on
phone's
stage. You can
gonna
see
go
Aspas
die.
in full recline mode,
Oh,
getting
yeah.
himself comfortable for
Classic.
the matchup here against AGAL. Again, only one
Yo,
of these
Noel
teams will
with
be
the
moving
W
on as
though,
the
no?
second seed from Group D to the playoffs to join those 8 slots to play in person on the main stage.
And do not forget, when the day is over today, we will have the draw show. So you have to stick around so you find out who is going to be playing against who in playoffs.
Yeah,
When
I
does
mean,
the
that's
match
all
start?
important.
I
You
think
know,
in a
these
bit.
matchups really do decide
think they're
everything,
gonna-
but only if you're able to make it. A loss today will
Yeah,
stay
yeah,
you
it's gonna
packing
start, it's
before
gonna
you get a
start.
shot
Starting, bro.
at that big stage.
Yeah, who are you
Heartbreaking,
guys rooting for?
soul-crushing for either of these squads, but we have to say
Aspas all
goodbye
day.
to one of them. So
Aspas all day.
I want to know,
Let's see
Digon,
Aspas
who's your
pop off.
money on?
Ooh, yeah, because we've been pitching and whatnot,
Yeah.
but we want to know
Oh,
what
Aspas.
impression are we making on you?
I think for me,
Bro,
it's
sleeping.
about MIBR hitting the stride that they should
Yeah.
be hitting, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
AGL are trying to
Aspas is
figure
playing
it out.
Bailey.
MIBR, they
Omen,
know who they are. They need to play on
Raze,
that. And will it be GRQ
Fade.
in the smokes? That's the other thing, and it looks like it will be.
Exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head there, Digon. I need to see this
They both have
MIBR
a
reach their
Raze
potential.
and
It's
a
that double
Omen
duelist
and
coming
a,
out. Aspas on the waylay, Zekken on
and
the
what do you
Raze
call
here.
it, bro?
Over on the side
Fade,
of Gamers,
Fade,
as you said, it does look
Raze,
like GRQ
Omen.
gonna be sticking
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
Omen here.
Congrats,
They also
OG
have that
Flicks.
double duelist.
Let's
but
go.
they're
11
swapping it
likes,
out for
guys.
the
Like the
Neon
stream.
instead of that waylay on the other side and rocking with the Vice over the Cypher. So I think very, similar approaches, but
Think
slightly
Aspas,
different
Waylay.
here. I think
Bro,
it is
I've
hard
seen
to
some
hold of that
clips.
Vice when there's
Yeah.
a waylay
It's
coming at
so-
you.
Yeah, I was literally thinking of that, thinking about how yesterday BBL
Aspas.
swapped into the Cypher just to make sure that Kankan had
Yeah.
no freedom. And honestly, if I was going up against Aspas, I would think the same thing. I want to neutralize their movement or try and limit it as much
Increase
as
your
possible. So
mic
even though
volume.
we've been talking about
I'm
GRQ
not allowed
and
to increase
whatnot,
my
I wanna
mic
see
volume.
also a little bit of the cheekiness.
Yes.
I want to see the aggression. I want to see them taking advantage of them and go on the hunt for techs.
MIBR went way deep in overtime against Team Heretics on Lotus. It was just a constant
volume,
barreling down C. We'll see what is
it
in
good
store
now?
here
Like,
for MIBR and AGAL
the thing is, I'm
as they
not
play
allowed
for
to
this
do that,
final
though.
slot in Group D for Valorant EWC 2026. On the call, it's Tom and Mitch.
Thank you, Digon. The Group D decider ready to kick off. And MIBR back on Lotus. Like Digon said, it was a laborious affair up against Heretics. But before that, we saw them dominate GE. We know this is a good map for MIBR. The question, Tom, is do you think AG can match up to them here?
I think it's going to be a difficult one. I think AG have sort of surprised me throughout with their resilience versus
MIBR
what I would say is
versus
decent teams. Like
AGAL.
they've kind of had not any
starting.
massively dominant.
Oh, yeah, I
victories,
did
but
say
they've
it
been
was
fairly
Lotus.
consistent. Like they weren't
is
blown
Lotus.
out by Heretics whatsoever, and then they managed a close victory versus GE. Whereas you look at the other
Yo,
side,
you can't
and you got
say that.
MIBR utterly
Ronaldo
dominant
and
on
Neymar
their
took it
day,
from the World Cup,
and
at
then
least never
absolutely
got
obliterated
scored
not
a
on their
goal
day.
before
So
exiting.
it almost kind of comes down more so
Exiting.
to are MIBR going to be
Wise
that
on Lotus?
world beater team, or are they going to have a
What's
rougher
wrong with
start?
Wise
And
on
can
Lotus?
all gamers almost force them into a spot where they're struggling
No,
a
I've
little bit
seen
more.
this
Because
team.
as I said,
I've seen
I think of the two
AGAL's
teams, all
game
gamers so
before.
far have been a little bit more consistent.
Well, we heard about the hunt for Tex trying to take
Yes,
him
Vice
down,
is
whether it be
meta
on the
on
attack side
Lotus.
for MIBR.
Yeah, Vice is
Or
meta
they'll be
on
playing that lurk, or here, solo side holding towards the C site while the rest of MIBR push up, take some space.
Yo, shit,
towards
I
this
don't
A
know.
site.
I'm getting chills. Maybe because of
They
my
will
first
continue
event.
pressing forward all the while. AG don't
He's
react.
on the
They
crosshair.
simply sit back. I think they're waiting for that overextension or to hear the steps back and see
Mm-hmm.
that the A site would be a little bit more open, but that push is coming through. Eventually, the Prowler confirms it with a clean opening shot from Aspas.
Okay,
MIBR
okay,
happy with that.
Aspas, my
They bail
boy.
out. Still with info
Okay,
on C with a player
like,
there and a trap for B, but it does
we
look
get
like
you.
the hunt for Tex is about to come on. Oh, maybe not. Very slow in the attack.
Yeah, sit back waiting.
Bro, if I was there, I would have been cooked. I'd be
The
like,
attack.
boom, 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 and I would still refract
sure what
and
they're-
still die.
Searching for, maybe expecting
That's why
further
Aspas
aggression
is
or-
the GOAT,
those
bro.
main players over to
Aspas
B,
is
I
him.
think.
Guys, those who are
Yeah.
watching stream,
But
like
the
the
thing
stream.
is with Aspas just not moving, well, there's the contact, and then the other two players can come back towards the door. So you've
saw
not
Aspas run
really
anyway.
gained anything other than finally getting the A control, but 30 seconds left. Smoke is going to hold them back. Two players on the cross. In
Ooh.
fact, Aspas isn't even checked for.
Two
The
picks.
trade's
That's
still
good.
good. Puts them into a more even scenario. The push back as well from
Ooh.
Bai is perfect.
It's a 1v3.
That late lurk has given them the B site, given them a huge advantage. And put
They
Mazzino
do not
in
know
clutch.
Fade is there.
Mazzino.
Oh, they do not know Fade is
This angle,
there.
They don't think he was in that initial push, despite the util that went down. They thought
Ah,
he rotated out, but
NT
once
though.
all he'll get I love this mid round from AG. Look, they were in a pretty tough spot.
Hey,
Having to push into the
AG,
site for utilities.
buddy.
No, it wasn't.
Mash, hello.
But having to push towards that C site, they knew they'd lost A main, and instead they swing open the door, wait a moment,
It's
and
not
hope
that
those
deep. They
players pushed
give
up,
the
holding
rights
that first
to
choke
anybody
point
who asks
would
for
fall
it.
back. So
Okay,
instead
bro.
of a battle, they just get Aspas spotting
Okay,
them
bro.
and then bailing out.
Yeah,
There, I think not
Aspas
clearing
for a
that corner
reason,
was
nice
a little
shot.
bit of an oopsie, but
This was the
that
big
the
play.
play.
Aspas
Leaving
for
by
a
there the
reason.
entire round. He waited
Aspas
for
for a
probably a
reason,
minute outside
bro.
B, and the timing was perfect.
Yeah, I would say that it still made
What's
me feel
the-
a
what's
little
the
bit worried
mash?
that, like, you get the opening kill, Aspas also gets away with murder, and it does basically
Yo,
come down to a
Vandal on
clutch play
second
from
round,
Vi
Omen.
to win out that round. If that drip's even a little bit deeper, you're probably not winning it, but they do get things over the line. That's the most important thing, at least. But the defensive side, not much going to be invested into this one. DRQ, well, a chance maybe, and instead it's going to be Kira.
Wait, two
He's
Vandals?
just protecting that C walk up.
I mean,
Got a main space.
yeah, it just
destroyed. I know it's being hurt, but I think it's behind the wall on A, so there's not really much that be done for Fangir to remove that.
Yo,
without a
the
big
Omen.
risk. And up against the Nico, it's not really the time to be taking those risks. And in the first round, the patience most certainly paid off. This time around, it could be the same. They've plenty
AG's
of
good.
utility,
AG
paranoia
is
being
good.
lined up and primed up. Finds two, finds all three, in fact. That should already be some alarm bells ringing. Indeed, they'll go back in the other direction towards where that Cypher cam was, the expected lighter side of the map, but MIBR are hot on their heels, just not quite there quick enough.
I think the
You
amount of
can't
space
play
that
Cobb
Fangir have
like
already
you play
taken, of course,
Premier
only risking
or
the Marshal
like
puts them in a
VCT. It's
spot
way
where
different.
they can
I
just
feel
run
like.
through all of the angles as they did in the last round. Well, that's a bit of a surprise. I didn't
got a
know the full
Marshal.
force of his opposition were walking up behind.
It's a
Maybe
3-4
expecting
though.
that
but
Vice wall to be out towards
So-
C long rather than holding on to B, so they caught a good timing. Of course, for buy, that Bucky can be risked, but anything else would be incredibly costly. 3 rifles in play that could be brought into the next round, and Tex has done incredibly well. 2
Tex.
quick kills off the Classic. The remaining couple of players are not in a particularly good spot. They have to run in here because that spike has been tapped. Even still, though, they've turned it back into an advantageous position from Verno. Any additional kills would be great, but he comes up against the one healthy player. A rifle
Nice one
is
by-
still lost. But at least they get the round, which, considering what was invested,
that was crazy
shouldn't
though.
be saying
I
that.
mean,
No, yeah,
they bought
this
2
should- We
Vandals.
should not be looking for silver linings.
You
in a
understand?
round
They bought
like
2
this. That
Vandals.
was huge work by Tex. Turns out he was the hunter in there with a Classic, basically getting it done with a bare knuckle brawl, and that's crazy to find the 2 of them that quick.
Cypher
It's not like
solo,
the
eh?
second guy could have been surprised that he was there.
4 seconds. See?
2-0 for all gamers,
Bro, I mean,
but some bumps in the road early on. Still
see, you
making
can't
course
play
correct.
this like calm.
They can ignore all those earlier issues if they find the W here. MIBR putting the credits on the line, and again we'll see that A main aggression a little lighter this time with 3. Nade going deep.
Good day.
It's going to force them back, and Aspas a little closer than they might expect. He's got his refract. He can fall right back, so he goes in for the pick.
He was.
Finding nothing, and will concede at least a bit of that A main control. I imagine though here you're just going to leave Zekin based on the current positions around Rubble and have those rotations now, especially that Tex has spotted players outside C.
The early decision from the attack was just play more of a death.
8
ball,
watching. Let's go, guys. Those who are watching the stream, please like,
have the
share,
wall
and
covering
subscribe,
for any
bro.
push-up. And it does seem like MIBR are almost having to figure out where they're going. Prowler has gone through on B. You kept the aggression outside A. There was a jump spot onto C. Like, because they're playing
Aspas.
so far back towards the spawn, it's making it troublesome.
Omen
Clearing
is
some
not
of those
bad.
early angles. Now, bear in mind, Zekin doesn't have a
AGL
whole lot
playing
of
well, I
support, but
guess.
if he
They
can hit a
are.
shot and get out of
They are
there, he's
playing
done his
well.
job, and that's exactly what he
Second
does.
kill.
It's the same approach as the pistol round. They're going to go late towards A main, hoping that that presence has been relinquished. They brawl for it, losing a player already, and then send by for the late lurk through B. They might even try to crunch B, but the problem is MIBR are so aware of this. They're not going to fall for the same trick twice, but with Mazzino down, now they're under pressure. Aspas no longer a surprise in the corner, but he's ready for buy. Catches him, finds another, and at least gives MIBR a chance.
It's good.
In the
3-2, 3-2.
The plant, 10 seconds, it needs to be found soon, and they can flood back in. They can deny this, but instead taking their time, closing the walls
Yo,
in
hold on.
slowly.
Second.
As all gamers have no real space to play with. They know heaven's clear, but they want a battle. They want to brawl early, and it will be towards Zekin.
Second gets
where
one. Ooh,
falls,
okay.
The
Good run.
flood out washes the
Good
rest
run.
of
Slow,
the
but good
defense
run.
away. That's going to be all gamers losing out on the third round, but still trading a couple of blows, and there was a real chance in the 2v3.
I think it was mainly Aspas in this round that manages to stop it getting out of control, because the fact they're able to take over that door control, leave it down to just him, and then he has to fight two players at once, basically from different angles. And it's only because it's a little bit disjointed. I think
like
Bai basically tried to trade off the initial shots, going, okay, he's fighting my teammates, I can just swing, and then his teammates aren't swinging. So that's where it kind of falls apart.
Mezino's on eco.
Swung in, looking the wrong way.
No, he's not on
which
eco.
is unusual. When he'd already been spotted, right? They knew Aspas was there, and I think it was just a microsecond of miscommunication that led to Aspas getting a second bite of the cherry, and the numbers being favored to MIBR on the way back through. Still, it was a clean retake. The defensive side. Even a stinger on Mazzino in this round.
I think it's clear that the defense think this is going to be C.
They're focusing C mainly.
After denying them A,
I think they're
obviously
just
having this fallback early. They had 3 players
picking
stacked
C,
up on
but
C.
they're doing A now.
They're
just faking
A
A,
ready and raring to go.
and
then they
going
had the Cypher set up over on A as
They're
more
not
of a delay.
planting
But again, it's very, very slow from all gamers, taking their time.
They're mainly
this time
trying
slowly
to get
walking
mid
through that
control or
A
like
position.
B control.
That
That's what I
first
mean.
trip is predictable, but the second, we should see the smoke go down on the stairs, and then the Neon try to slide through on the site. With it being so low, there's a decent chance that's going to catch her, and that gives Tex a kill trip if they're not quick enough to react to breaking it. Remember that time going down recently, Tex already taking a few shots and a nade now. That might stop him from being able to punish, and they go right over the trip. In fact, breaking it is the nade. Tex still manages to find one, but the showstopper's fired his way, dodges that as well, and the numbers stay favorable for the defense.
Yeah, he did get one off the kill trip. He did find one that was revealed. Convergence path used as well, and Kira knows he has to try and execute off of that. JRQ's done well, so is Bai. Actually, they're fighting this back.
What?
The remaining 2 looked like they were in trouble. Instead, they were the trouble. 2 standing in Verno's way.
Bro, how did it become a 1v2? What's
First
up?
game was almost a hard carry in a team full of superstars, but he's now trying to bait them in, hoping that someone makes the mistake, someone goes looking in towards the spike, but they're not falling for it. Now baiting in for a second time, but it is Bai from behind that will close out the round. He's 7-1 right now, only being shut down once by Aspas, and other than that, being the star of the show.
I can't believe how confident they were right there. All gamers played that so cool, but he could have stuck it inside the smoke. They just knew he wouldn't have the gall to do such a thing.
It was true, he could have sticked.
Gave him plenty of time, but in the end, they made the right call. 3-1 now for all gamers. And after what was, you know, some warning signs early on, like round 2 was way closer than it should have been. We could have seen MIBR come up with rounds very early on. Well, now the defense is left down to an eco. Now all gamers should extend that lead even further, and this is a phenomenal start. Starting to think back to the game against Global Esports for MIBR, and it seems like a long time ago.
It's interesting as well because we are seeing MIBR winning a lot of the opening
split?
battles. The pistol round, even in the lower buy round as well. They've been able to get opening picks, and then all gamers have converted the 4v5 almost every single time. So it seems like them getting into the post plant is almost enough. And that was what, a 2v4 that they're able to turn back into their favor. MIBR are getting themselves in good positions, but the conversion just hasn't been there.
Do you have RDRs doing your thing or not?
Well, they're certainly aware that Tex could be here, but Verno might try to play the distraction. Oh, he's being spotted, though.
Nah, bro.
There is still a success for him. The pistol on
Bro
range
came
like
from
that.
behind. Yo, are you watching backwards?
Gamers, despite
Yo,
seeing the
skip ahead,
Cypher
Kono.
against the C site,
I mean, there is delay, I guess.
they decide to contact up here to play into it. Remember, last round,
There's
Tex
a
was
lot
able
of
to get some
there's
value
like
out of
1
a
minute
closer
delay.
trip. It's the nade that destroyed his. This one won't quite reach, so there is still a danger there. They've gone over it to start, and there at least a boombot will reveal the trip on the floor. That's the real danger averted, not that anyone could pounce on the back of it.
Bro,
Now pistols on the retake.
AG.
Unless they can deny the plan.
Oh, hello.
Nade's going to do some good damage.
Oh,
Roots on
the
one.
hell? 1 HP?
Very, very lucky. Now, I am looking at that 9-4. A lot of the time, 1 kill is enough to trigger it.
Done 1
We've seen that in the
HP?
past, especially with pistols. Puts them down to low HP. And actually, the pressure
Might
being
be
held on
almost
the
a
other
bad
side, but
round.
now
They
they should
did.
know that the
They
majority
did
coming
big
in from the
time.
spawn. Paranoia sent through, still not enough to activate that Nightfall, and you can see why slowly being picked apart, and one by one, the defensive side will fall.
AGL,
A good hold
bro.
from the side of all gamers, even Shrimp surviving on just 1
AGL,
HP,
bro.
but they won't mind. That's
Not
4 alive.
AGL,
Honestly, Shrimp
AGAL,
surviving is
bro.
probably the most important factor of that, because if not, they might decide to put the Nightfall through, like you said. I think there's a good chance that they do, just spur of the moment.
And he couldn't put his
Bro,
through, which
the
gave them the
neon.
information that there wasn't anybody towards the waterfall.
A really nice play as well by Bai.
They got
His
us 3K,
flash was
timeout.
perfect. The second that they came out to take the battle,
Damn.
I think it might have been the end of Kira if that hadn't have popped exactly when it did. And that's a number of
They
rounds
have
now
ult
where
now.
MIBR, despite early on showing signs
Three
of life,
people
have been
in
kind of shut out.
AGAL
It has
have
been
their
all gamers
ult.
looking like they've got full control, and now a timeout is going to be called very early on. Remember,
That-
this
that-
map,
That
in
keyboard
this
is kind of
tournament,
cool, not
started
gonna
out
lie.
so
What the
well
hell
for
with the
MIBR.
lights and
They
stuff.
stepped onto the stage.
I mean, it should be like
13-2, if memory doesn't betray me on this one.
magnetic.
Global Esports, and then from there,
One
it
HP
was
insane
a
luck, but easy luck,
labored
bro.
overtime against Heretics, and I think
This
that
odd
honestly took
stuff
the
you
wind
can
out of
only
MIBR
game,
sails. They went into
only
the next
see
map
in
and
these type of
absolutely
games.
Trashed. So
If
that
it wasn't
kind of
calm,
turnaround,
bro,
it feels like most
dead.
teams we look at is kind of wanting to heat
Dead.
up as the tournament goes on, whereas
I'm
it
gonna
feels
like
like
this bet.
MIBR put the
Straight up
best
bet.
foot
Luck
forward in
for
that
real.
first game, and then
So
they took a
true.
bit of a stumble.
Yeah, I think as well, you have to think back even to the very beginning of the year with all gamers not being a
Yeah, they have like a
massively
lot of
known
mouse
quantity when
space.
it comes to the
They would
international
just
stage.
boom, boom,
That
boom,
event
boom.
felt like a learning curve,
Alive
but
with
also
1 HP,
people
and they got
looked
the
at,
round
I
as
think it was
well.
Gentlemates, and went, oh, they got all gamers next. They're going to get through that game. And it was underestimating their opponent, and also all gamers being a decent squad. Like, they've got some very talented players on their side. Now,
Okay, they're
sure,
fast entering
the
B.
names are on the other side. And, well, an early
Ooh.
fake plant, but that fake hasn't really done
Okay,
too
I
much.
have never seen
It's
people
been
do that.
spotted. It has pulled 3 players over, but again, they can get back. Verno
I
under
might just-
serious
I might
pressure, though.
just-
And now the response being attempted. It's not been connected by one, but it has been found by Mazzino.
Ultimate.
Yeah, Mazzino was a bit too quick, got ahead of the rocket. But a kill's kill, that's all that matters. Thank Oh, he's going to be taken out by Aspis. An angle he checked just moments ago. Nightfall goes through and a player up close, isolated, caught off guard, you would think, but GRQ somehow gets away with that kill. The spam taking him low and Aspis taking him out. Leaves it 3v2.
3v2.
Still a chance for all
Yo.
gamers here. Kira, the unknown.
MIBR,
the later
please
play
do
through
not.
mid. No nade left to play
Yes.
with. Oh, that's tough. Shrimp's being caught by the seas. Out of the round.
Okay.
The damage done. Looks good
17
for all
HP,
gamers.
Aspis,
Aspis and
nice.
Tex holding
3K.
on for dear life.
That's
by
like
the thread,
revenge
but
from
they've made it through. It's the second
AGL.
round for MIBR.
The last
I feel
round,
like
the
it's
Neon
been
got
the
a
case in
3K.
both
No,
rounds where
Aspes got a
Aspes has
3K.
found the most impactful kills to sort of turn it into their favor, like having to deny what was an incredibly fast take. And sure, the spams helped pushing players into his position, but they still expended an awful lot into this round. And of course, for the attack side, having a few in a row, they should comfortably be
Guys,
able
those
to
are
buy
watching
back
stream.
into
Make
this
sure to
one.
like, share, and subscribe. And
I think
show some
Kira's
love
just
by
had to
seeing
thought
stuff in
of
chat.
what to go for. But this now needs to be the springboard for the defense. A few players surviving, give them a bit of extra to buy back up with, but they would still be in trouble in the next round if they were to lose all their players.
Well, we have certainly seen the patience from all gamers. A lot of these attack rounds have started like this. Full default in play. By this time covering the Vice wall for that A aggression, making sure there's no early flank. That's a risky blast pack, but
Good drawn,
a lot of
good drawn, good
information
drawn, yeah.
garnered, but a player lost.
Good
Tex
drawn
gets
by
out.
MIBR.
Aspis, of course, is no trouble. Being able to dash right back to the site, and for their trouble, all gamers get an orb, but they're a man down, and Shrimp down as well. That's a player who's really helping to clear these angles and get you into sites. Gotta go a bit more blind now.
Yeah, I feel like he still has been the guy that's been picked off quite
It's a
often earlier
5v4.
in the rounds. Like, they have been using the Prowlers, but he's currently 1-6 and having a bit of a rough time. In some of their earlier matches, he was incredible. He was by far their best player.
Wouldn't
But
say
that does
very
also
good, but
mean,
better
as
than
said,
everyone
from the 4v5s,
expects.
all gamers have done a good job
Expected.
at recovery. Into the site they go.
MIBR just
Again,
need a
the
bit of
trick is
momentum,
there, but
they'll
it's
do
been
it.
spotted. They haven't broken it though. They didn't break it. The boom ball went through, but it goes straight back online. That gave Tex a freebie, and now Aspas is the defender of the site.
Wait,
a bit of a weird scenario.
Can we get a replay on that?
Back online. Sure, it was only the 1-for-1 trade, but it did make things a little bit easier for Tex.
Yeah, listen.
I think he's there.
If Tex is gonna, I actually looked over.
You did. I was thinking.
I was like, Tex is there. I think he's playing, bro.
Did you sleep okay?
That confused me. I did actually. I think I overslept last night. And now it's starting to catch up on me.
You look straight into a wall like, no, he's not.
Where is he?
No, wait, he's on the stage.
Bro, Lotus.
Well, that was a
so
confusing moment
good.
for me. But
why do all
as I'm sure that
professionals
last round was
slowly, like,
for all
they take
gamers,
their
giving away the pick and giving Tex the opportunity, and
Okay,
it seems like
Aspas
MIBR capitalizing on every chance they're given. A 5 versus 3 right off rip. We said it's been these slower rounds from all gamers, but this was an attempt to change pace, a challenge for that A main that
planting
MIBR
around
been
like
throwing
the
utility at early, at least trying to
20
manage.
second
But all
mark.
gamers have been leaving the vice wall outside and conceding the space, fighting late for. This time they go aggressive, and it does not work out, at least to start. They've got themselves A main. Whoop-dee-dee.
It's just
The
3v5
orb's about the biggest reward they've got.
with everybody mostly full HP.
The 2-for-1, well, 2-for-1 orb trade. Not the greatest.
Aspas is goated right now. I think you did not see that stream. I did not see that.
This double duelist
Part
1-2 punch is one of the most terrifying on earth, especially facing into a high-low. You'd bet your house on one of them to hit it. And that's exactly what they've done.
Always goated.
Shrimp. Well,
Ooh,
he's
bro.
alive later into the round. Nice work from Hero.
They've
got to be careful. They've already lost 2v4 in this game, and I think that's why we saw the pause. A 2v5, and they might have to use their second.
One more for Kieran. It's a showstopper, but with Shrimp down now, and that paranoia perfectly placed. Yeah, his chances go to 0.
Perfectly placed paranoia
gets out
by Omen.
with the showstopper for the next round, but for MIBR, after what was, as we said, round 2, there were signs of life. They won round 3, but then
I don't know what they said in timeout.
Like all gamers were going to run away with this.
The coach said some stuff. It's good now. Yeah, see, they took a timeout now. It's
I don't even think we saw the Thorns delay as much as they could have, but it worked because when they
took a timeout on round 5,
stalled out massively,
and they just
3
kept on
rounds
winning
in a row, and a convincing start to that one. I think it's no surprise that they go for the timeout.
Yeah, and I think similarly as well to what we saw from Creven, the last Lotus that we casted, those trips are being really annoying. Like when they've tried to get into the C site or A, I think we've seen multiple kill trips, which a lot of the time you're going to be able to avoid, especially if you have the likes of a Raze. You can use that nade to good effect to try and get rid of some of the angles that you're pushing. But then like hitting it with a boombot, not breaking it, those are silly mistakes. And I think these are moments that you're going to want to see the coaching staff pick up, because then you go for a harder, more aggressive, let's just fight A, and you lose both fights immediately. That's a little bit more worrying. And seeing some of the superstars on MIBR, that's why there's so much sort of pressure, but also put in high regard on this team. These are players that from top to bottom we've talked about as superstars of their team. I even think like one of my favorite players to watch of all time is Mazzino back in the crew days. That guy has unbelievable individual talent. So you're then looking at the likes of Aspas and Tex getting going. Maybe you want to pause just to try and slow them down a little bit, which is easier said than done.
Well, Tex at least, it's been high impact off of his utility, be it on the A or the C site. Now he swapped up to the B site just to be more of a headache. Any adaptations that they had around his impact will now have to be
I think what Aspas did was,
and it does appear that all gamers are going for this approach. Look at where the Vice wall is, and look at where Vice is. The gap here is a seat push.
And waited
this is
for
because
them
they intend
to
be
like
relatively
come into the
quick,
crosshair.
making presence towards the A side, opening the door, sure. But I think this is a B split, which is the perfect round for MIBR when they have put all of their fortifying utility towards that site. They've got players in position in the form of Aspas with big utility, or big ultimates.
But they're
going
gonna
to
end up from
the convergence path.
Link though, and the
as much
trips are mostly set for.
Oh no, I think they've adjusted to A. The spike's going in. They're going to go for it.
They've ended up with a lot of space.
Weird Vice wall for this.
Oh, baby.
Defense are about to try and make a play through the smoke, which versus the pistols is definitely a bit of a gamble. And there is Shrimp. Said he's been the hero of a lot of rounds. It's only going to be the one as well for Aspas off the back of his ult. Burno a little bit further away. And this contact through the smoke was hoping for so much more, and it gets almost nothing. It is a quick
And see,
round.
after a timeout, it's like they
quick
reset.
close, I
and they
should say,
just
for the attack side.
get
And after
better.
the pause, they're able to immediately find a response.
Any other streamer from Kerala?
That's going to be
I'm
a
not
frustrating
sure.
one, because as you said,
I'm not
it
100%
looked like
sure.
the setup was going to be correct. I think especially more of a default round that you get with a low buy is heading in towards that B site.
Should I
But
check?
they get caught trying to walk through utility.
Yeah, you know, it's very weird because the whole round to me looked like all gamers were primed. Like that Vice wall is so weird to put if you're covering the B walk up. I don't know what they saw. I'm led to believe that they changed it mid-round. I don't know why, but it was the perfect read. A great play to get 5 on the board of all the rounds holding that smoke walk up. And now look at GRQ.
I don't think so. There is
right through
anyone
a
from
position that they've been
Kerala.
hating nonstop, but he just teamed
I think am I
across
the
a little
first
later,
one?
and the reward.
Am I the
Aspas
only
in
one?
the ground, Mazzino following, and a showstopper to drop second. All gamers looked like they had
It's a
slowed
5v2,
down, but
bro.
they just took a break. They're right back
It's
to
a
winning ways.
5v2.
Finally see the Aspas AWP, but it gets absolutely nothing. Just shut out by a player walking across, and it was definitely something that they were not aware of. Verno
Can't
trying
be a
to
watch
fight back
party
alone. Bear in
without
mind the
snacks.
economy
Should I order in
of
snacks?
MIBR is not in a
I'm broke
particularly
right
good
now.
spot. And the tech's going for a 1v5. I'll be honest, that seems really audacious. Holding on to the weaponry, at least from my perspective, holds a lot more value than attempting an all-in gamble of a retake.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think for the start of this, the thing we're missing compared to a normal setup, right? You see that Rubble fight. Normally, you've got your Omen TPing up, taking the Rubble control. You've got a Neon sliding through. In this case, maybe an Aspas diving deep, but he had the op, so he didn't want to. They didn't go for that last round, and that small gap left was
Let me
enough for
see if
all
I can
gamers to
order
step
in a burger,
and
though.
take that control. Now
not
a buy for
sure
MIBR that sees a weak
if I
weapon
have
on
the
Aspas,
money.
and Mazzino,
Let's see.
but the rest on a full buy, and the adjustment is there. The dash up this time quickly clears Rubble
see if I
after
have
the
the
nade.
money
They
to
know that
order
there's
in a
no one
burger.
here,
If I do, that would
but
be.
all gamers have
I had
changed
300.
pace. No longer this direct approach. No longer looking to steal the
Lol,
map
nah,
control,
you're so
or
dumb.
wrestle
What do you
it
mean?
out of the hands of their opponents. Instead, they pump the brakes.
What do you mean
again.
by I'm so
And
dumb?
I've really liked watching the variance of how they're approaching this. I think it's very hard for MIBR to read this pace.
Oh yeah, it creates an awkward line in the sand, especially when you have this double duelist. You want to be putting pressure on, so you're going to have early map control, but then they've been happy to sort of default back late
I'm
into the
doing it if I
round.
could. No, it's okay.
At least in this one, all of Tex's
Let's
utility
see
is
how much is a
gone.
burger on towing.
45 seconds
What
left as
snacks
they
should
look
I
to
get?
try and clear
Get
positioning
whatever
once
you
again.
want, bro. What do you mean?
This time there is a player up close, but he's already been caught. Verno, we've seen him get cleared from this position, but they're looking to try and battle and brawl
love
for
the
this.
Stinger.
Really try and fight for this. And it
A
even
Stinger
seems like
is
they might have had the
such a
expectation
flexible
that
weapon.
maybe they would just leave, but no. They're continuing this pressure and now going all the way back. They've
Right.
played the late lurk so perfectly
No more thorns.
that, okay, they're eventually going to take their space, maybe worried that there's a trip, as there has been almost every single time, but there's nothing Tex can really do about
Landing
this.
in the
No,
15th
forced to
second
give them
mark.
the plant.
No, on
As I said,
the
this
9th
pace
second
from all
mark.
gamers has been a nightmare in
Done.
this round, even more so. But showstopper! Oh my back here! That is a lifeline for all gamers. That could have been a double opener, but instead,
That
the
would have
numbers
been crazy
they say
if that
even
hit.
for now. MIBR kept back, and with the op taking
45.
Mazzino out and
Oh.
Aspas, they have no choice but to concede. Surely, no, they press on, they press forward into Fangir.
AGAL
4K for the Neon as all gamers push up to 7. A guaranteed lead at the half. And what a resurgence from this squad.
I'll be honest with you, I thought he won them the round with the first op shot that he hit, and then he hits 3 more after that. That is a beautiful round from Fangir, because Zekum was, I want to say, 0.2
Wow.
of a second from eliminating 2
I
players
think
on
he
his
clicked-
team.
I think he
buddy.
clicked the second
Lock
he died.
in.
Like that was ridiculous.
It was such a fast reaction shot, and then everything else from there on was just perfect from Fangir. It's an
Dion just
operator that
unlocked
I
flow
don't
state
believe
right there,
he
bro.
would have even
Flow
bought.
state.
There's one that he picked up
What
off the
was that?
corpse of Aspas and then used it to their own demise. What was a level scoreline, came a pause for all gamers, and now they find themselves with a pretty hefty advantage. For the last one, I put them out of sight.
Mazzino claimed the orb outside A.
I don't want
now
Lays.
for MIBR. If all gamers go for the B push,
You get a
and listen to
burger
the
or a
other team,
pizza,
look
bro.
What the
What do
vice
you
wall
mean?
is. Look at where all 5 players were just moments ago. Any other team, I'd already be saying, and here they go. They're ready to break
Well,
into the
look, you
B
just
side.
get a
But I've
Diet
learned my
Coke and
lesson.
something else. Yeah,
I've
that's
learned my
cool.
lesson from these guys. They play a very weird
Not
game.
cooked, bro.
I don't think I've seen a round like that.
That
They
would
give
have
up all
been
control, go
MIBR's
right back
round
towards
if
it,
the
look to
raise
fight.
hit.
Nate's perfect, by the way. It's caught
Because-
Mazino. It's left him down to 46 HP. It's got the Nightfall out of them as well. Hey, this is such
Two
an
people
annoying game
tagged.
to play against because for MIBR, of course, you want to go pushing up. Of course, you want to take space. You want to find information. And as you do, you lose Mazino now. Your low HP player, you flood back out through these doors with no idea that a flank is on its way. The ult now popped, and look who's right behind you.
Wow.
Beautiful from all gamers. They are playing a cerebral game, and MIBR, they're not even coming close to getting a read.
It's just perfect.
Bro,
we
Fang
said
gear,
it. They had
bro.
one
It's
bad
of
round
only
in terms
4.
of timing where Bai ends up getting caught. And since then, since the pause, every single double back or wrap around has been utterly perfect. A player that goes from being the hard entry, goes into a lurk, goes back to hard entry, back into lurk again. Like, you've got to be sat there on the other side of MIBR trying to call this going, okay, they're pressuring A, let's take B. There was a guy B, let's go back, let's hold there. And you're just having to wrap around consistently.
Bro, I just
and then when
wish
you're
they
finally
do
in the
good in
fight, you
attacking.
go, okay, they are A, and then someone swings you from
I
behind. and
mean,
kills 3
Lotus
players.
is a defending map, in my
I
opinion.
genuinely think of
Because
all
there's
the
like
games that we've
no, it's an
cast, of all the
attacking map
games
in
we've
my
watched
opinion.
So far, this map in particular, because we've cast even all
So
gamers
I would
before, and I
say
wouldn't
that's
this
why
was
they're like
anywhere near
won a
the
lot of
level that they're
rounds.
putting up. This is some of the best calling on
Yo,
the
yo,
attack, and I know that because I'm just trying to imagine play of the M could actually hit shots as well, and it's so annoying because they give you so many false signals. You're pushing early, you're seeing the space is clear. They fight back for that space late, so late that it seems that that's clearly where the hit's coming in, and then there's a double flank from the other side. Sometimes they wrap all the way back to the other side of the map. Really
What happened to
impressive stuff
MIBR?
from them.
Exactly what
Again, this
happened.
started out, I felt like MIBR were the ones to take command of this series, but
I
it has
mean,
been
maybe
anything but.
AGL is just way too
It's
good,
been
bro.
Very impressive.
AGL is just logged in. They're just logged in.
And
Oh
it
shit, my
also
face
forced
reveal.
MIBR into basically doing
but
very similar things.
they're just
Like,
logged in.
I think one of the main problems I had was you look towards rubble. This spot.
Was
thank
half
you,
away,
that was
yeah.
perfect. Unintentional, but perfect.
30
The amount
minutes
of
of
players
just
that I
replay
saw
and stuff.
play on that rubble wall either get by a nade or hit by a seize. They were saving a piece of utility every single round to kill that player. And I don't think once I saw them get out alive.
Well, this is the thing. They were doing that before they were even competing for that spot, and that's why you can then have Omen TP across, because they throw their first utility, and then they don't fill that space in because they know that you're going to fight for it or at least throw utility there, so they play a little further back, and now your Omen's able to slip the net and get behind Aspas and take down the first Aspas op we saw bought. Like,
And then the
I'm
next round kill
so
4 people with it.
yeah, literally. The next round use that same weapon. I'm so impressed by what I've seen here. Even just from round like 4 onwards, where I thought MIBR were getting back into things. Round 2 was close, round 3 was good, and then for all gamers, they just ran away with things. Back to the pistol now. MIBR get to
They're
play
fast
out this
pushing
attack side.
B,
I'm
'cause
curious to
then-
see how all gamers approach the defense. You can see Vice set up. The wall is covering the A push.
Aspas and
There's a
Trigger.
flash that won't last very long on B after that initial burst.
Got the sight. Put themselves
They're still
in a
playing
post
so
plant with
slow. Like,
little
see?
to no resistance. The attack side, though, are not
Even
just sitting
from
back.
C, they're just slowly
Aspas is
walking in.
pushed up, and he knows his opponent's on the other side.
Yeah,
Both players, in
Aspas
fact,
and Race is
have
pushed
the
up.
information.
Logged in for real? Exactly,
The
bro.
attackers fall back and almost force their
Frenzy,
opponents away
good
from that
choice.
position. Although saying that, Buying now goes into a later flank.
Ooh.
Paranoia is perfect, but they're going to stand close.
Oh, okay.
And that means that kills all too easy. Kira in position to try and trade some of this back, but the shots aren't firing. Eventually does get one, but the trades
3-1.
are just too thick and too
Easy.
fast. Leaves only one standing, and the last man in will fall as well. A lifeline for MIBR, a pistol.
Yeah, lose this pistol.
Maybe
and I think all
MIBR's
gamers are
attacking
running
is
away with it, but
coded.
claiming this should at least give them that little injection of rounds, close in the gap, provide that opportunity to fight right back. But to be honest, what I'm most afraid of isn't even necessarily the score line right now. It's that Fangir seems to have hit a gear that we didn't see him on throughout the last few games. And GRQ, 13-6, it has been a consistent factor for this squad. Considering that he's shown up, Fangir's been there, and Bai's been having a lot of space on those lurks. I think here, early flanks could play a role. Nah, that's not going to work. That's a nice try. A little smoke in mound.
And I ordered something so I can eat while watch.
MIBR, they've got that cam to clear.
I do think it's good, though, that now MIBR get the opportunity to set the pace. Like, I think Verno's been having a rough time trying to deal with everything that's been thrown at him from the all-gamer side. But now you get to define where those battles are. Even if you end up walking into a stacked site, at least you have the execution utility. Not bad from Bai already, though, of course, for
44.
MIBR. This is a slightly lighter purchase, just a couple of rifles alongside pistols and a marshal. They can, of course, buy into the next round, but it's mainly those couple of guns you don't want to lose, and so far it's looking so good. They'll keep everything onto the board.
It was
get themselves up to 6
bonus round, so
and then maybe even have an upgraded rifle or 2 to go back into this one with.
I mean, they have a Bulldog, right? I think yeah, Bulldog is just good, bro. What do you mean they don't have an upgraded?
But this is the real test coming up now.
MIBR.
All gamers in with a full buy.
Bro, Lotus is so static, bro.
There's not too many players that he can
looks
catch
so
with that one
good.
shot, but MIBR are going towards A. There's going to be a nade coming their way. There's going to be a paranoia prep for GRQ. In fact, it's only the boombot to start.
Aspas did not
a little
buy
bit later. It's a shame. This time we could see it would have probably eaten a bunch of
Zicken has the money to like buy someone else, but he decided not to. So does.
You have a different idea for later on. Still with the C's and nade. Prowler ready to go through. Should grab the information, but
Mazino
is almost dead.
Yeah, he's been exploring the C site and he met the outlaw heads up.
Tex is low. He
got an outlaw on either side, but
140 down.
At least for now, the one it will maybe benefit even slightly more is Aspas, because there are 3 players on the other side that will take that as an operator.
I'm out of here.
Again, a slower pace with Bangir just trying to find out information. He gets it, spots multiple players on that side of the map, and now this somewhat ruse that's being sent on A doesn't hold anywhere near as much value. The defense are actually giving nothing. They're just sitting all the way back, similarly to what we saw on the other side. But it's whether or not they can bait the rotations the right way. And looking at a solo defender of GRQ, who's about to get some support, but will it be too little too late?
The decider is Ascend.
He can still get out of here. Still with a shrouded step if he needs it. And he may well need it, but he's sticking around. He's looking for the battle, and Aspas has got him!
What?
And Kira! A headshot on that second swing. Bought them all the space to get this plant.
We get
and a man advantage under their belt as a result. MIBR have just been gifted the upper hand by Aspas.
Yeah, it's the gift you get when you purchase one of the best players to ever touch the game, and that double opener sets them up in aggressive positions.
The best player that has ever touched the game. Damn, that's
to get something here. And now they've spotted the remaining player. It's the 1-2 punch. The bait taken. And Mazino with an easy frag in the end. Fangir has no choice but to try and run for the hills. And what started as a bonus round that had a marshal and some weaker weaponry, even the outlaw in the mix for Aspas, which, well, clearly wasn't a weaker weapon, now turns into them currently having 4 rifles, some mass upgrades, and a fantastic start to the second half.
Crazy eco. Crazy eco for MIBR.
Then swing deep with 1 bullet left in the outlaw. He had 100% confidence he was hitting that headshot, and for good reason too. Like, look at this, 1 shot left, and he goes, screw it. Does he know that guy's low? No, he doesn't have a clue. He thinks I need to hit his head, or I'm going to 140 and probably get traded. But we got 10 seconds. We need a plant. Screw it. froze it out there.
AGL on
It works, and
timeout.
All Gamers
Okay,
now,
bro.
after a strong first half, an 8-4 scoreline where they
both are
did
playing
look
really
like they
good.
had their hands
weak one
glued
created
to the reins.
Quackity,
Now it's come back to
Chungs,
bite them. That gap has closed into
AJ?
just one, and MIBR hot on their heels like this
AJ?
gets a timeout from that side.
Supposed.
Yeah, the last pause they had was what took them from a 4-4 scoreline all the way to
Neymar,
winning half. This will
Ronaldo
be their
did come.
second pause taken. And for Ed 101, this is an opportunity to potentially do the same again, like try and get them back. 'Cause this is definitely not the end of the world so far, but I think you definitely see Aspas able to basically fight 2 players at once and come out on top, and you do start to worry a little bit that this map could slip away from them.
Yeah,
Of course,
AJ Shabil,
for MIBR, this is important
Quackity,
because
and Chungs
they
are
going
the
into
creators.
what is
Weak one
their own map
creators.
choice split coming up next, which I think is still a fairly comfortable pick for them. I was maybe surprised that we didn't see All Gamers go a slightly different way.
MIBR back. MIBR is
But you're
so
not
back,
gonna wanna
bro.
go in with a
Attacking, they
deficit,
took
and they
it.
are still currently around behind.
MIBR
although,
is so back.
The signs of this attack side have been fairly promising.
Well, it looks like All Gamers have got a decent read early on. They've gambled correctly. 3 players towards the C site. Prowler's going out on A, trying to distract, but MIBR unknowingly still walking into this stack. Paranoia is perfect. It's got so many, but that cage from Tex, that saved them all. There were 3 players blinded and easily about to be taken down.
Aspas
single
is so
cage.
back.
And they get to take a breather, to reset, to fight on their terms, and put a 5v3 on the board when the smoke fades. It's not going to look pretty for
Done.
Kira. Even with 2, it's left Shrimp alone, weaponless.
MIBR is so back,
against the
bro.
odds.
It's not been having the greatest of games.
Waterfalls.
Individually started incredibly slow, and this would have to be an utter turnaround in a round where expectations at this stage are almost 0. MIBR have managed to negate the stack with relative ease, considering the initial
I
setup
do
looked
want to
incredibly
go and like
dangerous.
see
Now,
the
Zek
IRL even someday.
is already tagged low and will go down.
Cool.
But the remaining 2 players
The
full HP and
1v2.
looking to try and play this together. 3 bullets remaining in that Sheriff, but the main problem is the time. Needs to almost be on that defusal already if they're going to get it to half and try and bait players in. And that is the goal. Another nice shot from Shrimp. The problem is the second player may be expected to be further away. It's a crazy shot again from Shrimp. But unfortunately, that clock was already gone.
I mean, that's how you play the singularity Sheriff,
And well,
bro.
MIBR are a little bit lucky to even get out with it.
You know,
I
it
think
just
they realized
hits.
at the end, if he gets it half, he has
Singularity
a chance.
Sheriff
But if I stop
hits
him now,
hard, bro.
he doesn't.
Not
And
joking.
that was incredibly close. A millisecond either side, and this could completely change the game. And that's in a number of different fights. Kira did remarkably well to find 2 up top. Lucky that they were throwing the Seize nade as the smoke faded, so 2 of those players weren't ready to fight.
I think it's
Close
because
as they made it,
attacking and
costly
defending. What do you mean?
as
Yeah,
they made
exactly. Attacking, I think
MIBR still
MIBR
have
does
decent
good.
credits,
But
even after
in
the
my
bye.
opinion, Aspas
Coming
is
here.
good in defending more than attacking.
Convergence path
But
on the attack side.
mixed
And
opinions.
All gamers want to get aggressive right away. They've decided to try to catch Kira, and he has been stunned up by the convergence
Wow.
path. No chance with the showstopper yet. It's still a couple kills back in their direction. Fighting through the doors with great success.
2v4.
Yeah.
No.
All
What
gamers
am
have
I
an
saying?
advantage.
If anything, Kira with
3v4.
the showstopper kind of saved the rest of his teammates. Nightfall now being thrown out as well.
Hasn't seen Verno.
Verno sat in the corner, but Vangia was still a relative unknown. The attack side looking to try and take space on the other side of the map, but of course in a massive deficit.
That was Shrimp's round, not
Oh,
gonna
Tex
lie.
might be in trouble between 2. I think the rifle might have been spotted. Just the tip is enough to give the game
Terry
away, but
shots,
Tex
oh my god, crazy.
has managed to escape, but will he escape by timing? Couldn't be any worse. Just as he drops down, and now Aspas will walk into the same man. Lead not taken by MIBR just yet, as a breakback is immediate.
Oh, that's essential for all gamers to stand their ground there. I think if they lose the lead and then end up on an eco, MIBR have all the momentum to just run away with this. But standing tall in this moment, a bunch of problems there with like the Nightfall not hitting, and yet they're aware. They're filling in the gaps in those fights. The showstopper being caught by the convergence path, but
Actually saving, yeah.
Yeah, it ended up working out favorably for them and for MIBR, trading out that ultimate. And they come into this one one away from a showstopper. And I think Zekken finding that orb would be a death sentence. They look to defend it, though, on all gamers. They lose Shrimp. Pride off Rip!
Okay.
And there's the orb for Zekken. He gets it on a blind spam. The nade almost lands perfectly, but Fangear dodges it. Now has backup as well. The problem is they're going to know exactly where these players are. And
oh, yeah, that was an immediate cancel from Aspes. You could see he was about to dive in and then goes, oh, there's two there. No, I'm not doing that anymore. Well, we can just play with the rotation. Second has just turned on this round, though. A shot through the smoke, a shot in a pixel gap through the door. Now the remaining two. Again, there's been a lot of rounds where I feel like MIBR have had ridiculous advantages. But this one, I like how they played it. They have just paused. They've stood still. They know there's trips on the other side of the map as well. One holding B, one holding A, so they cannot be flanked without that information. And because they just stood completely still, the All Gamers players went, okay, I'm going to get aggressive on B, try and find info. You go aggressive on A, let's try and get something. And, well, they might get one kill at least on
I was
Aspas.
muted.
But other than that,
bro.
it should be much, much tougher. Although I am looking at the attack side splitting up and looking for clues. I'm going to be honest, I don't like the current positioning of the MIBR players. They're giving chances.
How are you doing? Hello,
but
hello,
in the end,
hello,
it doesn't matter.
yeah, I mean, considering how Shrimp in a 1v3 with a Sheriff almost won the round, I wouldn't really be playing that confident, but spreading the net has its purposes. Find those players. Hopefully remove their weapons. A lost rifle for MIBR won't quite sting as much as deleting all those finances for all gamers, especially with how things have been going. Majority of rounds falling into those attackers' hands. But it looks like Fangear has managed to fly under the radar for now.
Well, that is the one thing I will say, though, is that for all gamers, they can rebuy no matter what. So if you lost too many weapons by getting aggressive, it would have actually hurt them more than if they took all of the guns away. So clearly feeling like their opponents were going to save the second they didn't spot them on the side. But this was the second round. Again, we know that the peak potential.
I did not see the 2 kills by second. I think it was crazy.
Over there who definitely knows the peak potential of what Zekken can do.
Aspas on 18 kills though.
Wow.
Vice has
this is a much faster take coming out
ready
from Zekken. Showstopper. He's got the support of his teammate to at least hold on to the space. 4 players outside of this A site, and they've got to be a little bit careful, but it's only space taken, no lives.
That's okay. Crowd control was all they wanted. Now they can just fade away from where that ulti's coming through. 2 players still going to be caught by it. The Nightfall right back should slow down all gamers. Should, but it might not. The shorty up close here, a death sentence for Kira.
Damn.
He was 20 HP, swinging that angle, and Tex has torn them a new one. Although, hold on, it's not over just yet. The big swing in leaves all gamers ahead. It's a 2v2. They were behind moments ago, but now neck and neck in this fight, coming in from both angles. GRQ isolates the fight to start, and the swing in from Fangear is beautiful. All gamers looked like they were falling behind.
And see, bro, insane game by
chances slipping through their fingers, but they got their grip back on this map just in time.
Insane game by
They did well
MIBR.
to hold every single position there, because you looked at the amount of counter ults. You
well
mentioned
played
the
by
Nightfall, but they already
HGA.
claimed that space, and we're still fighting through it, even with having some of that later HP. It left MIBR with not really any map control to try and hold on to. Like, they're basically boxed in on that B site, and because of that, it made it very, very difficult to avoid any utility that was thrown through, any ultimates that took their guns away. The back and forth continues in that matter. Operator now in as well for Fangear. And it really does feel like potentially the team that wins 2 in a row might be the one to take the map. Whoa. He's able to get out of there. He takes a lot of damage for it.
Yeah, down to half already. Zekken looking for a bit of space towards this B site, the crew right behind him, but they've heard the wall now. Whether to bait it out or it looks like push through it all together. Well, that was the idea. Few players have been isolated, now left to just Zekken.
We're almost all in this together.
Yeah, it's been left behind.
Somehow,
but a plan found. No real contest from all gamers. They gave that to them. Happy to play the retake, and after how last round worked out, I'm not too surprised. But the difference is they pushed them out of those key positions with the Steel Garden. It's not there anymore.
Oh, different ults to be expended. Already the overdrive, getting one and a second as well.
What?
Great work from Fangir once again. Up top is Aspas, needs to land some shots. Has Verno alongside him, and again, the trading is enough for all gamers. This B-site retake, sure, maybe they do need an auto tool, but this time it was the overdrive that did the work.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I realize why they're so confident in the retakes when
that overdrive was good, bro. Was it lucky? I did not
barely any damage for it, and is able to get out and reset
bro,
for a big
AGAL
5-3
is
retake.
cooking.
This is insane.
No.
He's down to 41 HP, and none of the spam's catching. Verno really stepped up to the plate in this round, but it's them to get knocked out of the park. And for all gamers, this is all they need.
Fangir played.
11-9, 2 rounds in a row, and an eco coming out of MIBR.
11-9.
Very low buy at best.
9-11, is that a
should
comeback?
be seeing overtime locked in, and the timeout from MIBR coming in here, they're going to discuss that. Is it even worth fighting for victory in regulation and potentially throwing the map away?
That's the tough spot. They mentioned it earlier when they started this comeback. They were 8-4 down on their own map choice. Brought it back to level a couple of times, but all gamers are the ones that seem to have the extra little bit of depth. I think them running as a unit has really been working out. Like we saw in the first half with them playing with the almost ruse of their push and pull of the map, and then on the defense, their retakes have looked fantastic.
This Neon is crazy. Fangir is crazy.
The last pause.
He was the one. No, I think it was Omen that did the.
I'll say that as well. It mentioned whether or not the impact from the coaching staff would be there. I think especially for all
but
gamers,
that Neon with the op
times that they've taken the pause, they've gone on streaks.
Oh, now Neon is opping as well. Okay.
Be it coincidence or not, I think the coaching staff deserves some credit.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think that there has been a tangible step up from this squad, heating up as the tournament goes on. Aspas, though,
gets one.
Comes in to shut one down. Kira, 34 HP. He's lucky to still be alive after a few shots landed. For MIBR, they know there's potentially a weapon to be retrieved in there. I think they still want to hit this C site, but all gamers have battened down the hatches now. I didn't even expect to see Convergence Path put through, but they're committing it. Even on this lighter buy, they saved their credits to fight for the next round, yet somehow they're winning every battle here. A missed shot from Fangir. Do you save here?
I think
for all
so,
gamers? Yeah. It's not worth even giving them the extra weapons.
You don't want to give an AWP over. You don't want to give.
And they're not giving an AWP.
They'll be able to get some upgrades here and there, but that round again was
timeout. Where is this happening?
The fact that he's able to dive in, get an opening, get his ult.
I'm not sure.
Hit, I think, everyone that was on that site. It looked like they lined up. And then
I'm
that SMG is nowhere near as weak anymore. Because you have
Yo,
to
bunny.
instant shot, and I just have to spray wildly while moving all over the shop. So
shout out to your friends who play Valor, because this is the only stream
and that has been the case in a lot of this map so far.
On Kerala that has.
If you look at openers,
watch party access.
I feel like Aspas is going to have a vast majority of them with what he's been
I'm
able
the only
to do with
one
pistols,
in Kerala that has
rifles,
watch party access.
and it's been fight backs into the round from all gamers. Well, this time they were unable to fight back. A singular ultimate has been able to turn the tide and give them a 10th.
I think it's crazy that MIBR came in. Like I said, they saved their credits. They had money for the next round if they lose this one. This was a buy what you can and let's win the next.
It's happening in Saudi.
And yet that kill gets the ult out of them, and that's what immediately turns the tide in their favor.
It's happening in Saudi.
10
I
to 11.
forgot. Actually, I was
saying
that
in the late rounds.
It's happening in Saudi, like when the game started.
MIBR once again look towards this C site. GRQ looks to concede that space. He's just immediately playing on the backside. He's already in spawn. After what happened last round, no one wants to be standing on site when Aspas comes barreling in. Because of that, it should be a relatively easy plant.
Yeah, but the one thing that we've been talking about with all gamers is their retakes have been incredible. I like in this scenario though that Hex is going to be that dagger in the darkness, the late lurk, but they are currently still watching for it. Even though the plant is coming through on the other side of the map, they're being patient. A nice shot as well off the back of the nade.
Nice shot, nice
Forced an awkward position, and there's that patience from Vangir. It said one of the major dangers, the differences to the B-side takes was having Tex in the background.
Okay, Vangir is down.
Second though, again, any shot he fires through those doors seems to be deadly, and Kira is low.
Well, they have the plant, but MIBR trying to spread their roots. All gamers come in. They've trimmed the shrubbery and a great paranoia into the back. It hasn't got the player up top though. Verno still able to provide that cover. Now the jump in, caught by Verno as well. And MIBR, they fight their way back into this round, back into this map. 11-11.
MIBR, brother.
Initially. Like those opening picks that
You
they
don't
found, like the nade
understand.
combo to get rid of Mazzino. Then you have the catch on the lurker as well, but it's those three players just hunkered down at the back.
And it's Verno as well, who he was like 1 in 10 or something. He had a really bad start, and that's 2 rounds now I can point to and say, without him, they don't have a chance. They did end up losing one of those, but this one here, that's all him. He saved that backside.
Yeah, it stops. He protected the president.
Are they gonna push? Is MIBR gonna push and play?
Oh, 11-11. Stunned through
like they're committing.
a weaker purchase, but there is a showstopper. I don't know if it's going to be used this round. No, it's not. Again, another opener. Aspas Vangir in position once again, though, and he gets 3 in the blink of an eye. The majority of that attack force dissipates, and even a TP in behind.
The stars lined up, bro. The stars lined up.
These defenders.
Is Tex and Verno gonna do it?
Verno will get his, but its viability in this sort of moment.
Look at the pings.
They're all on
that
saved,
TP
bro.
was purely for bait purposes.
They were pinging those rifles.
They're all on their save round, bro.
A buy up in the next for all
Okay,
gamers, but they might have to fight for OT. But with Verno down, maybe not. Tex, the man who's been a problem. Look at his position. Look at the plant. He has to be quick moving to sight. They're going to see him very early on. He'll cut off the first head of the Hydra, but plenty more remain. Tex, a chance in the 1 versus 1. Has his cam, but look for the fight and he wins it. Tex delivers MIBR to 12 with a huge clutch.
Tex.
That's just insanity. Again, you look at this defensive side and you go,
chills,
hey,
buddy.
should have had the play of the round. He genuinely might have wiped out the entire squad if he was given
My
an
bad
extra
for
bullet or
fucking
2.
screaming.
But
Bro, other streamer has no overlay. I think it's supposed to have overlay.
The second look to jump across as bait almost, and then gets wrecked. And then because of that, he has the time to flip it back 3 in a row for MIBR. Sure, it was a low buy round, but they're not going to care. And for the defense, they now have ultimates.
I mean, maybe it is possible to just like do the
to take us to overtime,
whole stream as the watch party.
Have they been broken by those last couple of rounds?
They've been broken by Tex. I mean, what a Herculean effort.
I will do that from the next stream.
Unbelievable play. The confidence, not even letting him get to half, swinging in early in the smoke.
Bro, the thing flux.
They've weathered the storm and found themselves
did
to
that
safer
round.
waters. At least an overtime guaranteed now.
Sunny on.
13 on the board early is what they want. Prowler again said to be. We've seen this MIBR like
fucking
to push and
I mean, that was incredible positioning, not gonna lie.
All gamers are left without a read, but
from
the
3,
fight set up on the A site should leave them a bit more confident to send forces in that
positioning
other direction.
was crazy because you could have seen
like one of those all
Tex.
gamers rounds. They're playing across the map.
What am I seeing?
It's a huge
bro,
fake of the C site, but it hasn't pulled rotations.
MIBR is just cooking, bro. MIBR is just cooking.
It's not yet. And because of that, questions are being asked. 2 ultimates have been used on the A side of the map. It felt like they had the right read, and honestly, about 2 seconds ago they did, but because there was no contact made towards Zekken, he's called for the rotations. 12 seconds to get that plant in. Aspas with an operator in a peculiar spot. Now they look to move. If they drop the spike, that might be the round. I don't know if they've got time to plant it. I don't think they do. All Shrimp has to do is survive, and they've taken it off that alone. 4 attackers will live to tell the tale of a singular kill.
Right in the nick of time.
That's crazy.
They picked the spike up with 3.5 seconds left. Just shy of what they needed. That is a huge play. And all gamers, they deserve an overtime with how they've played. And their attack side is really what looked the scariest. But Fangir, every step of the way, has been the shining light. The spark of hope for all gamers. Now they look to fan the flames in overtime.
They're going to see his face in their nightmares tonight. Like, that is genuinely... He couldn't have timed it any better. Like, literally, it's not possible. Gets it on the 6-second mark. Stays alive long enough. And that should have been the end of the game. Instead, OT.
I'm out of here.
Fangir's got to be feeling confident at this stage. It feels like every decision he makes turns to gold. And the attack side now looking to put the pressure back onto Tex. They suffered at the hands of his trips. And again, you can see how wary they are of running through that utility. But this time, there's no kill trip in that spot.
MIBR.
Was that a throw? I'm not gonna lie, bro. AGL played good. That wasn't really a throw. OT, man. Noel, you guessed right. It is an okay.
Point of contact, and he'll fall. But who else is here? Who's next to fall? Who's next to challenge? Nobody. As MIBR find out, the plays come in the other direction.
AGL entered B.
From GRQ.
I said right, it's gonna be OT.
Very early on, as they now break it. It might be a bit of false security for Aspis. No, he's clearing it still. He's looking for this player, and he'll find it.
Aspis.
GRQ
I thought
down.
Aspis was gonna die, but
good work by Aspis to still be wary, even though the trip was broken so late. But he will be caught by Bai in the end.
God, they've got to be careful here.
I mean, it's a 4v3.
AG in
They're
the
playing
post
top-down layout, which is really common, I know.
Buying one away from an ultimate.
Two Phantom players.
Instead, they're going to look to get aggressive. Timing worked out for them, but Mazzino has his teammate covered, and now Kira is all that's left.
MIBR calm, bro.
They've not been broken by that previous round. They will now go up to 13. Another attempt at map point on the attack.
Another chance to close this out. Last time, it was a very narrow margin by which they lost out on the chance to start the series 1-0. 16-14 against Heretics. I'm even talking about the last 2 rounds ago.
Oh.
Half a second.
Oh, I let you in the last time they played this map.
Indeed, yeah, that match against Heretics was laborious, and this may be the same. You look across the stage from MIBR, though, and like Fangir blowing our socks off here. Leagues above the rest, but for MIBR, Aspis is impressive as ever, but the desk highlighted it. Hunting down Tex is what this was all about, but he proved to be more predator than prey. Dive in from MIBR. They haven't spotted Fangir, and now they have, but it's a little too late. He'll still get 2, and with GRQ adding to the equation, it's MIBR miles behind.
Why didn't, I mean, yeah, that was a good idea.
Again, just the decision making. He almost gets another triple
kill.
Trigger in a defensive round.
Trigger discipline.
While Tex is thinking so much about how he can get past the wall, he ends up getting peaked.
Aspis gonna get a 1v3?
Aspis has been good.
Scratch
that. He's been great. He's been so good in opening positions, but how much can he truly hope to find with 39 HP and 3 players? A plant?
That push was not necessary. Agree.
Even that might be all he gets. The nade puts him down to just 4 HP. He can't afford to take any damage along the way, trying to dodge the boombot, but even finding his opponent's going to be difficult. Nice shot on the first. That's the ultimate, but the spam is enough.
NT, man.
We go again.
NT aspect.
By finding another double, and 13-13 the score.
Yeah, this is where it starts to be a bit of deja vu for MIBR. Last time around, a similar story. It went the distance and then some. And this time, again, the snake in the grass of Fangir to start this round. The reveal came in just a smidge too late. He'd already got 2, and GRQ, fighting from that open door, was able to trade out to make it an even bigger advantage. Going into the next OT. For all gamers,
do you want it to be the whole?
The question is, will Fangir slow down at some point?
Goes here.
The answer so far has been a resounding no. Presence to the A site for MIBR. 4 players early on, throwing the Season 8, throwing the reveal. Nothing seen, as now the pace picked up by all gamers. burst of aggression, trying to snipe one out of the air, but they'll be forced to play the retake now.
It's a little bit of damage. Spike to Kira. One away from the showstopper. Could play a part in the late round, but it's Spam actually takes down GRQ. That's a man advantage now. Another opening kill for Aspas to add to the growing collection. Already, though, Fang is there again, and even with the fallback, finally has fallen down, but there's that showstopper. And now Tex is all that resides once again, and it's Kira to close. 3 kills for the Rays. Lead taken, and the first map point now for All Gamers.
Their first chance to close out this series, as said, it felt like they deserved the overtime. It was a crazy first half from this squad. The calls on the attack left MIBR guessing, and they never found the answers that they needed. Now they call a timeout in a series, in a map that they had the chance to close out more than once. And now they have to fight for survival with
Where
Aspas
should I put the
topping the
webcam?
board, 27 there, but Fangir, the one drawing all our eyes. He has looked like the star of the show just in that last round from the top rope, denying all that space that they were attempting to take back through. It's been so fun to watch.
Yeah,
and
this is good.
I do keep waiting for that moment where
My
he
bad,
slows
I'm
down.
back.
I think
The
the
weather
worst
was
I've seen from
too
him is
good,
a
so I just
single
started
missed op
exploring.
shot.
It's okay.
But the round before, he got
Good thing
4,
you're
so
back.
I'll forgive him.
I'd almost be a little bit nervous as well if I'm MIBR to take a pause, because you think back and it's been the All Gamers pauses that have gone straight into round victories.
Yo,
I
did
think
you get?
again,
Yeah. What did you
101
get for
has been
snacks, man?
Sublime, and
I
whatever's
ordered
been said to
loaded
these
fries.
players, be it from losing a streak of 4 rounds in a row to immediate winning 3 of the next 4. The same in the first half as well. 4-4, 8-4 half ending after the pause. He's been impeccable. And now, well, all they need is
nice.
one.
What you get? What you get?
And MIBR have gifted that pause over to the other side. I will say All Gamers had the same opportunity to take a pause, but evidently whatever's been said by the players, he didn't feel like it was necessary on his side.
Well, All Gamers, they've really
Diet
grown
Coke,
into this
patties,
map. They
Lay's,
certainly did into the attack side. Now their defense to be tested from what we've seen, especially for Fangir, but the squad overall, every leaf has been a flower, and now they bloom late, but just in time. MIBR look to go direct to the A side, and this is not ideal for All Gamers. A 4-man stack up on C. They had read the favorite site of this attack side, but things change here in overtime, here after the pause. The A side is wide open. The Vice utility is there, of course, but nobody to do anything off the back of it. The door opens and the Thorns activate. This may send MIBR back towards this B side. You don't really want to play that Vice setup, and you don't know how many players are there. It could be easier to go for the split, but that will work in All Gamers' favor if it's attempted.
Well, the terrifying thing as well is, if anything, if you're MIBR, you want those more contacty plays, because the retakes
Tex.
coming out from All Gamers have been their best work. Nice shot from Tex, though.
Good trade.
He was under serious pressure and manages to get rid of Fangir. He's been the tip of the spear in all of the retakes. Think about it. Using that overdrive, getting in their face while they put the ults through. Him being gone could give them another opportunity.
Well, that's it. We were waiting. What happens when Fangir goes quiet? Well, now a 4v4, and it's All Gamers' chance to break back into this. A C's nade thrown down below, a slow at least, to buy some time, and the Paranoia does the same. The clock keeps ticking, and now Kira finds the first shrimp with another. Okay, the number's thin, and MIBR are left with just second, standing against the rising tide of All Gamers. The tap on the spike, the swing needed. Now it's already half. He'll get the first, but he won't get anything else. All Gamers wash MIBR away. 15-13, taking the lead and taking the dub moments later.
God, it's another nightmare that's probably going to keep MIBR up at night. A second defeat at overtime on Lotus in just a matter of days. But it shows the resilience of All Gamers. We said it at the beginning of the game. I think a lot of teams come in, especially teams with high caliber players who've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and go up against this squad and feel like it's going to be an easy road. And every single time they prove it doesn't matter the opponent, they are able to take it close. They're able to battle and brawl. And well, in map number 1, they're able to take the dub.
Yeah, you maybe say there were signs of it up against Heretics for this squad, but now for MIBR, it looks like Lotus might be a bit more of a weak point than we expected, but that's not for us to say. Let's hear from the big brains over on the desk with Degon.
Thank you very much, Mitch and Tom. Great call, and yet again
Stunned.
in overtime, it's heartbreak for MIBR on Lotus. They fall to AGAL, who clutch it out. And I just need to go back to round 22, 23, and 24. Those final 3 in regulation, they were absolutely crazy as we welcome back Kukuka in big time. Both teams having hero moments, number disadvantages, crazy headshots, and still go to overtime. It goes all the way to AGAL.
And that was a fantastic game to watch. That's what we talk. When you talk about heroes, when you talk about the storylines here at AWC, look at a man like Fangir. This guy came to play today. After the last, after the rest of the group stage, everyone's talking about GRQ. Everyone's like, oh, GRQ might be the guy for this All Gamers team. He comes in and goes, no, it's all about me, guys. Take a look at my neon. Look what I can do. Look how I can make this operator work. MIBR
really
had no
love
answers.
people
and
that
they have,
anchor
when we talk about
or
the
like
all-star operator players,
say
they
stuff.
have the guy. They have Aspas.
It is him. It do be him. Seriously,
Aspas
what a
with that
fantastic
first
show and
kill.
what a dominant also start of the map. Do not forget, at the end of the day, as we said, they are coming in as being the underdog. MIBR should be the favorite here. But
don't
we
post
have to say,
links,
all gamers,
buddy.
not for a second, not in this match and not in previous matches, have shown any kind of fear to the opponent that they have
posting
in
links are
front
bad,
of them.
I'm sorry.
And what a moment also to be here and be able to witness the way that they were playing it, the way they were celebrating once they managed to get into overtime and get and save that spike plant that was absolutely insane. From then, the momentum was on their side.
Yeah, I mean, I think they stole away so many rounds. Fangir did it. The rest did
Guys,
it.
those
My
are
mind
watching,
goes
make
back
sure
to that
to
5v2
like, share,
retake
subscribe.
MIBR
This
had,
was
but they got
cool.
shut down because
was
the
a one
individual
with
prowess
their-
on this AG team. I think MIBR couldn't hang with them in the server there, which feels insane to say when we look at the names on this
Where
MIBR
Tex did a
squad. Now,
clutch.
don't get me wrong, Aspas really pulled his weight. So did Tex, someone who's had a little bit of a slower tournament, but he did a great job on that Cypher. But ultimately, it's not enough here on Lotus, and this is MIBR's map pick.
Yeah, and I know Verno is IGLing this squad, but he was at 1-9 in the first half.
Tough.
It's very difficult to get yourself across the line. He finishes
I'm
10
not
and
even
19,
mad
so
at the point
carried a
in
little
my
bit more,
build.
at least going 1-1 in the second half, but it was
AGL
such a
played
slow
good.
start
Bro,
for
they
him.
played
Seriously,
very
the
good. What
resilience
you
that
talking
all
about?
gamers is showing. If you add that on top of getting in the head of your opponents, like for example, Verno must have not been having a very good time at the beginning
I
of
don't know.
that
Maybe
map.
you
If
added a
hadn't
dot
so
and
many
said
of the
something.
circumstances that they were
It's kinda
able to turn
stupid,
around,
bro.
where they were one man down,
I'm sorry,
did
I'm
not
sorry.
matter. The refracts came in very fast. Something also that Tom was
AG.AL.
highlighting, how Fangir was so
I used
proactive even
to-
when it was time to
I
flood, when it
used
was
to-
time to retake. Again, so on top of their game.
Yeah, I mean, I just
No,
impressed.
yeah.
I think especially the macro
How
in that first half for all
how
gamers. I think
stupid-
when people talk about the
How
CN region,
stupid
people
could you
often
be?
don't mention macro, right? It's
With
sort of
Shira,
what
yo,
they're
skip
known
the
for,
how
and
it
if
comes to
anything,
the
they're
stream.
put down
Guys, those are
about
watching,
it internationally.
drop,
I didn't get that
like-
impression at all. And even when we watched All Gamers
Yo.
against Heretics, I feel like game planning is very,
I
very
can't
strong.
untimeout. No,
I'm
no, timeout is
enormously
permanent.
impressed with this roster.
Man, what's happening with Lotus?
It's always
Seriously,
OT.
If you want to be here forever, pick Lotus, because there has not been like maybe one team, wasn't it? Well, BBL, no?
Yeah.
Bar.
Yeah, there was the play those last couple of rounds there with the 3K that kicked it
Insane.
off, but then Tex clutches it out. And then, of course, the stun during the plant gets the kill, waits out the timer, does AGAL to force overtime. And then Aspas getting this opening kill here in overtime. You're thinking this is it, but AGAL battle back on that round as well. It was a fantastic map of Lotus here.
Again, it's all gamers, so the shooting is going to be absolutely incredible. That is, the show is guaranteed when they are on the stage. It doesn't matter if it's against Team Heretics, now against MIBR. I think that after getting and saving that round, Fangir was like, I am not losing this.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
These are the type of games that make me love Valorant. When you have those moments where someone is able to step up, be that hero. I love watching it unfold on the stage. MIBR have to find a way to bounce back here, or they will be eliminated from EWC.
And as always, like I like to do on my desk, I do
Yo, what light
callbacks.
should
And
I
you
use,
said
man?
earlier, we talked about
Whoa.
GRQ, we talked about Shrimp, we gave
Wait,
shout outs to Kira.
do I
but
have
you're like,
orange?
Fangir's the guy that normally is here for this roster and hasn't had that opportunity yet, but he does so here today.
Yeah,
this is not a good orange.
He showed just how capable he can be. That's what we saw from him at the start of the year. That's what we were all expecting to see in Santiago, but they couldn't make it work over there. You know, the one win, but ultimately not enough for them.
I don't know
right
how,
now, if he can continue
with
this form that we're seeing from him right here, I think his name will become bigger and bigger. One map away from playoffs now. He's going to
decrease the delay the next match
on the biggest stage.
I don't think we need a delay when we're streaming. Let me ask someone if we still need the delay. I'm still gonna put the delay.
All of them.
I'm not sure though. I'll ask someone in
the beginning of the year, it was his Rion.
Yes.
He played so incredibly well, and he was the difference maker in this team.
EWC
Everybody doesn't speak
community,
English for him.
like
He's learning
a
a little
moderator or
bit, you know,
something.
here and there.
But the thing
he's
is,
definitely worth the effort.
Well, MIBR now down to their last loss before leaving EWC 2026, but their guns can change their fate. Will they be able to do so? We'll find out after the break. You're watching EWC 2026 Valorant.
ooh, baby. That's my food gonna arrive. I hope it's in between of this so I can go get it. Yo, what the hell?
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower.
Ooh.
Now imagine an entire city being built.
When's my food gonna arrive?
Kadir City, powered by Play.
Toying, where's Toying, bro? Toying. Toying. 19 minutes? Stupid, bro. Bro, a lot of creators are joining Razer. I don't understand. A lot of creators are joining Razer. Talent lineup. What? What you buy? Oh, what? You buy food for food? Oh, I bought loaded fries. Is there no poster or something? I wanna post it on my story, bro. Son. Like, we just chill here now? Like, that's what we do?
Was built to move, not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day.
I think I am supposed to run ads. I'm not sure.
This is Secret Lab Titan
Expecting free win against. What? 3 days ago. Bro. I'll post the new one. I wanna put in my story, bro. Like. Na 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 na.
The final opportunity for VCT China to have representation in the EWC playoffs is up to AGAL, and they're on the right start. 1-0 over MIBR Los. Digon here alongside Kukuka and Big Time. That was a lot of acronyms that I just did, Big Time. However, there is no question about what I mean, which is
we're back
MIBR.
in, boys.
I have their backs against the wall and need to figure it out.
Yeah, look, this is a fantastic roster. We all know it. We all know how. Everybody knows these names if you know Valorant. And this is a squad that should be amazing. This is a squad that should be winning. It's a squad that should be lifting trophies, but they're not managing to do it. It looked like maybe EWC could be different after that opening game, smashing through Global Esports, but then they dropped to the lower bracket. Now it's ultimately backs against the wall for this superstar, high-powered squad, perhaps going out to all gamers of all teams, which is not something you would ever expect on paper.
Stop stop disrespecting all gamers. They have all of the gamers. They're here to win, okay? No. I get it, because I think that we've had this happen previously in Valorant, you know, where we have squads that have very good names, players that have performed incredibly in the past. And I think that there is a very big difference between not winning trophies, not this, is that, to getting grouped. That is a big difference. And you can say whatever you want, you can speak about form, you can speak about whatever. The years have been fairly similar. If you were in top 4 in the last global event, what were you doing? What were you doing? Like, what is the excuse?
Sat at home.
To not give it your everything here. Yeah. All gamers is doing it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think for me, it doesn't even matter how the rest of this series shakes up. All gamers have a new fan in me today. I will be watching quite seriously from now on, because I think they've shown that they can hang with the very, very best. I've been so impressed with the macro, the IGLing, leadership, the backroom staff. The game planning is rock solid, but then also you add onto that the firepower, the flashy plays, Fangier's ability with the op, GRQ when he's on top of the world, he's looking brilliant. So I think this is a squad that can really make some damage here at EWC.
Especially when you have a lot of the big names have already gone out and now are making space for a name to be made, like for AGAL, when Fnatic doesn't qualify for the tournament, when Paper X goes crashing out, when RRQ doesn't have it going as well. Now is an opportunity for AGAL to step up.
Yeah, not to mention EDG and XLG, right? They had fantastic performances over in London. They re-put CN back on the map, but it's those two that are already out. They don't have that chance. Now it's all gamers having to fly that flag for VCT CN. Can they bring that representation to the playoffs as we move across here onto Split?
Yeah, and all gamers decided this. They picked this map, as you can see in the graphic right now for the side of MIBR. They played it last in the qualifier here to EWC versus Leviathan. For all gamers, they won on it against the Global Esports. They already have a little bit of a rep. To me, it has to be about keeping the confidence. We were speaking about GRQ, the cheeky plays here and there. Guys, we need to learn how to open angles together. We cannot, one opens, the other one TPs, and there's a third one that just jumps later onto the side. We still need to work on those synergies. I know that the pressure is very, very high onto them. They're still going for the picks, do not get me wrong. And of course, all the pressure right now is on MIBR.
Yeah, I love it that in this map now, the backs are truly against the wall. It's a pure mirror matchup.
Low is not that played much in pro play.
Aspas on that jet.
Low is like
to play this comp. You know what the other team is gonna want to do. It's all about execution. It's all about who's performing in the server. No excuses left.
Omen is like the best
match here, and map number 2 as we head on over to Split. AGAL 1 win away from booking their ticket into the playoffs. MIBR got to dig deep. They were close on their map pick, but now have to come up with the upset. Let's send it on over to Tom and Mitch.
They have the same team.
Thank you, D-Gon. All gamers, one map to the good, stepping into Split, Tom. This is definitely a step up from them. MIBR, a team that I think almost everybody expects to see in playoffs, but now they're in danger of going out in the groups.
Yeah, I think especially when you look at the group that they're in, I think getting to this stage, you'd put them up against All Gamers, and I think, again, if you'd not watched much of All Gamers or only seen the little bit at Master Santiago, you might be going, okay, yeah, they beat one team here and there, but then they weren't able to take anyone else down. Well, this squad is looking legit at the moment, like a lot of depth of talent. I think especially we didn't see the best game from Shrimp, but there were definitely other players that stepped up while he was fantastic earlier in the tournament. Bangir just had probably his best map of the tournament so far. And we look at the other side, and like Aspas was still performing well.
My food's here. I'm gonna go and get my food. So
to get them over the line
entertain the chat. I'll be right back.
Still, it is their opponent's choice, but I think it's one where they have looked relatively comfortable in the past, like going head to head with some pretty good teams regionally. It's just whether or not, like, if they're gonna have enough to take us to a third map.
It's crazy to lose a game as well. Like in that last one, MIBR went +10. On opening duels between Tex and Aspas. Yeah, like it's wild to have it spin back in favor of all gamers like that, but we said Fangir was that savior who pulled back so many of the rounds for them. MIBR starting the attack side here and waste no time getting into the A side. Spike still needs to go meet the rest of the squad, and those smokes, they're not going to last forever, and finally they will make it through. In the nick of time, the plant, without any advantages found, though. They were hoping that someone from All Gamers would give them a fight, give them a scrap. And now they have to go looking for it. Deep push in towards the spawn. And they've got a foothold now. Now it's more on all gamers to fight back.
Well, they know they've lost screens. And reclaiming that is going to be difficult. Bai was waiting for them to try and make the move round to heaven. Now the plant is not the greatest for the side of MIBR. In fact, I would say it's a pretty poor one already to half. They need to get a move on. They're just looking to try and defuse it in front of their noses, and nobody gets anywhere near it. MIBR was so ready and raring to try the wraparound, but the plant just wasn't for that position.
That's the danger. They planted for backside. Remember, those smokes were fading by the time that they pushed in. It was a couple seconds left on them, but not enough to go planting up for heaven. A piece of utility to disrupt, and all of a sudden you're on the back foot in the round. So instead, they take a safe plant and try to use those sky flashes to fight deep into the spawn. Sure, it works out, but like you said, the plant isn't for there. And the second that all gamers get some presence on the site, get boots on the ground, it already flips things massively in their favor. That is a big pistol pickup. Fangir again showing that he's still got
AGL won the
chops
first
in this
round. What
mirror
happened?
matchup. And an eco coming out of MIBR. That's a spam on the back of the tap. GRQ doesn't get anything for it, and hold on. Now he's in danger. Never mind. He'll go down eventually, but the work has been done.
Wow. AGL.
In the end. I think as well.
AGL? Whoa, what a quick round.
I think there would be a lot of people.
I didn't even finish unwrapping my food.
Look at the careers of the players on the other side. Like, these are players that have been to champions, that have won champions, won masters. Like, there's so much depth in terms of who has been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And Fangir doesn't care. Not even for a second. Like, he's like, I'm going to full stick this, and if you guys are nearby, cool. If not, I don't care. Like, it is just a confident player. No matter who he is up against. It's got to be tough to play against. Now, bear in mind, a few rifles kept over into this round, an SMG for Bai, but there's definitely some vulnerabilities, and because of that, the defense are going pushing.
All gamers not scared of their opposition, that is for sure. It's a blitz, but Mizzino was ready. Plenty of backup there. I don't want to see him push that with the spike, and thankfully
Who won the first map? AGL did.
Might be time to flee.
It was a close map, though.
MIBR show no signs of running away, of turning tail. Instead, they're looking to fight their way back through. The dog's going to make it awkward. The stun on Shrimp ends his life after one. Good trades for MIBR to start. And the main thing about this is it's dangerous when that low buy comes running at you. It's dangerous when some of your players can potentially be isolated, but MIBR stayed calm and just clumped together to deal with it. Obviously, with the exception of Tex, who was the flank control.
I liked as well that Werner was just happy to go, I'm going to paranoia my own teammate because he's close enough that it doesn't matter, and I don't want to die.
Dude, so, do you have RDR too? Bro, I answered, I do not.
And, hey, I don't mind it from all gamers. Like, you got a weaker buy, you got SMGs. I don't even think they had one, like, full-price rifle. So just go for something risky. You catch them, you have a far higher chance to win the round.
Also, I think it's good limit testing as well. Like, you do something like that and you just see, what did the opponents do? Like, do they hear react? 4 of us rushing and they instantly run to the A site? Then we know that a little bit of early aggression could potentially push them into our heavier setup if we want. I think it's a really good idea to get aggro, but MIBR contained that aggression beautifully.
I think
that's a rifle now, and he's just going to pop the snake bite and run for the hill.
Whereas you can't finish the full meal. What do you mean?
Really not bad in terms of a low buy. You get out with an extra gun.
Bro, you
drop 2 of their guns. For MIBR, they'll probably be quite happy with that as well. 3 players alive versus the low buys. They've definitely had some troubles here and there with losing players to pistols. So I don't think either side are going to be too disappointed with that one. But there you go. There's the paranoid. Just go the other way around. Screw it. If they're going to run at us, they're at least going to be blind while they do it. But this is where the game really should get going. Rifles across the board. Even a
that's
outlaw for Fangir being put into play.
Bro, this would trip me out.
Does seem like there's heavy shields across the board though, so it's not going to be an insta-kill. In fact, he's not going to land the shot at all.
Like, Fangir's movement to get out was nice, but Verno is hot on their heels. And MIBR, they have made this one look incredibly easy. Running it down on that A site and taking every fight with great success. And another sign that's important, Verno online early on. Like we said, he had a really tough start. The desk talked about it as well, but, well, he certainly didn't let that knock his confidence. You could see him straight up into heaven for that brawl. And
Don't fuck with it.
Aspis at least. It's some sort of reinvestment.
Is this better?
Like, but they're happy to throw themselves
I can
at
see
this
the
just to
full better,
remove the
like
weapons. At least to start, Aspis was. Seems like a bit more patience on the rest of the squad. And I like that. They've already got 2 players that are fully invested into this round. So if we do lose a few more players, it could definitely get costly and sort of ruin that leg up that you've given yourself. Give all gamers a chance to steam back into the lead. So 2-2 we go. And the question is, for the defensive side, like, saving 2 weapons here, it puts them in a spot where they could force buy around it.
Why you
Especially
want
with the
light,
validity
bro?
of, like,
That's
a
just
judge
so
on this
good.
map, for example, playing up in heaven.
Half.
But I think, playing around those rifles.
What did bro do in 1 hour to get the money for the price? I did have 300 rupees.
I
did not want to.
Ultimately,
I did not
on the attack side of the
that
last map
because
was
I have to
okay.
pay
It's
my
the defensive
editor
side
because
where
I
they
did
were
not
being
do the
pushed and
thumbnail
pulled
today.
across. So the fact that they've got that attack side start might actually help him out individually because he can now just go like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm TPing up. I'm making these aggressive plays. I'm taking space alongside Aspas and being a thorn in their side rather than trying to figure out what the opponents are doing. And what you mentioned, it is more of that half bite. 3 rifles in play.
Tournament, of course,
one of the
buddy.
pistols already dropped to the deck, and the B side completely under the control of the attack.
Fangir's trying his best to get a pot shot or 2 off, and indeed a walk up from Bai
1,000 times
quite
better.
Aggressive. Been caught by Aspis for free.
There's a lot of fries. Yeah, I mean this is the normal amount we get here.
Gotta catch someone by surprise, but that hasn't worked out this time around for all gamers. The 2 rifles that they've got left, a decision perhaps you could carry them through to the next.
Yeah, I can see my pants now. The Hello Kitty Spider-Man pants.
Kira's on the A site, and I don't imagine he's going for the latest flank of all time. But for Fangir, he's been good every time. He wants to make it costly because look at MIBR's credits. Already in an extremely good spot. Winning this round with all 5 alive is going to make this dangerous. The imbalance is going to be stacked against all gamers.
MIBR is winning
At least
this
they carry
one.
that 1 rifle through.
Yeah, and I also want to say I like the compositional switch that came out from MIBR because obviously you look at it on the other side, it's not like they've reinvented the wheel or anything, but I do just look at these agents.
Bro has an editor. I mean,
like I love seeing Aspas
he's
on
my
the Jet.
thumbnail
I think they have
creator.
done for
I
years. I
edit
think
for
Second on the
myself.
Rays also just gives both of them this more
I just
sort
said
of
it to, like,
aggressive tandem. I think
make the
Verno
wood.
swapping, I believe, with
Did you ask them to
Mizzino,
remove the
like
delay?
one of them
No, I
now
did
playing
not.
the initiator. They do this anyway, with depending on what the initiator is. But putting him onto the Omen, we already saw the impact that it can have with him currently being 5-1 on the board. This looks like a very comfortable composition for MIBR. And even just some of the early rounds, the fact that Aspas is, again, he's taking that aggressive space with the dashes and the follow-up. It's very similar to the previous map, which worked great. Like, that was the bit of their gameplay that was fantastic, was when they get the entry, when they get these more direct plays, their execution is fantastic because the guy at the tip of the spear is one of the best entry fraggers in the world.
Now, like you said, all gamers have been having a lot of success off the back of these timeouts, but this one does feel a little bit more difficult because on the defense, how it's panned out for them so far has been, well, they haven't gotten to play strong retakes, barring those first 2. They are constantly having to save. They're constantly having to call it off with 2 players left alive, even there in a 3v5 because they only had the 2 rifles. 1 guy's going to save. They haven't been able to avoid the early aggression with... Sorry, they haven't been able to avoid the early aggression at all, and they haven't been able to deal with it in those heads-up battles. Think about the A-site full buy. It literally looked like MIBR walked into an eco. In fact, I think it would have been more dangerous against an eco because there probably would have been more players there. So for all gamers, it isn't just about finding the solution. It's about avoiding that early burst, not losing 2 players in the initial aggression from MIBR, and all the while MIBR now come in and pump the brakes themselves. I imagine they're expecting to see some pointed aggression from the defense now. Okay, we can't sit back and wait. We have to instead fight for mid, or we got to push A main, or we need the info early. But that hasn't been the approach. It seems like they're just taking much more passive positions overall.
Do commentary, man. I'm not supposed to do commentary. I watch commentary when I'm not eating. If I eat and see commentary, I'm probably gonna choke on it.
Mid seems to be the point of call for Banger, and it's something that we're yet to see in this game.
Y'all enjoying the ASMR?
He does not care! He's just faster than anybody else. Straight into mid. Tex didn't even get a chance to blink.
Bro, I wish I wasn't
gone.
like...
The read they have, though, is wrong.
Rosters.
The flash might just give the game away. Instead, the execution coming through from MIBR. This
What
time
the
they don't have that tip of the spear. It's Zekken to try and fill the void, and he's gone down immediately. Shrimp doing well, and in fact, everybody stepping up to the plate. He's taken a lot of damage, though, but so is Mazzino.
And now the ops in position.
Oh my god, timeout
They
Mario.
sit and they wait, knowing Verno's in that corner,
Oh,
knowing that
holy
Mazzino
shit.
is in main, but he can't afford to leave.
Noel,
this. He
that
is
was so dumb of you. I'm not gonna
desperately
lie.
low. It's on to Verno. 5 and 1.
He said I only
A big
said
step up
it.
from the performance earlier on, but he has to plant. Before that, he wants a pick, and that will be the end of him from what we can see. Fangir swung in, but the rest of the squad did just the same, and all gamers, they managed to seal a pretty convincing round off.
I'd love to see that from Tex's point of view.
And
It's literally like there is a half second where he reveals himself through the smoke, insta hits the shot, and it makes
I don't
things
think
so
you can
difficult
remove
because
anyone's
then you have the
timeout.
immediate gamble of the
Not
third
just
player over onto the
Vortrix.
other side of the map, and then the flash that comes through that gives them all the information on the other side. Sure, though, those two players still had to do well, but you don't have that 1-2 punch of Aspas and Zekken. It was just Zekken that went in first, and definitely became a little bit more troublesome.
Well, Seekers right away.
I'm
MIBR
not
going for a
judging.
Much more pointed attack. The B side under threat.
I'm never
Kira
judging, bro.
Had a rough time so far, and the Seeker seems to have sent him out of the site. He's now smoked off, and in fact, DRQ is going to come meet him. They want to play a full retake of this B site, and again, that has been the problem. When they try to stand their ground, MIBR washed them away. So instead,
What the
they'll
fuck
look
is
to
that
fight back,
emoji,
which
bro?
was
Wow.
really the
Nah.
upside for their defense on Lotus. They were very good at the retakes. A Blade Storm from Aspas to deal with, though, could be a different story, and the Showstopper certainly will.
Gets rid of any chance of having smokes on the retake. That's going to make it a lot more difficult. Denied the dog, but needs a little more. 2 quick kills coming up for the defensive side on the way
Flat
back
player.
through. Even still, though, Zekken's there again, and because of that, he has a nade. Up above comes Fangir, but it's only the one. Trading evenly once again, leaves it close and down to just
Verno.
And he's definitely back in the server
Yeah.
after map 1. Another
He
high-impact
played
round
not
for the
that good.
IGL.
What is it,
Map
8
one.
and 2 now? Yeah,
But the
that's
second
definitely
map,
a
he's
different
doing good.
flavor than
Okay.
what we saw from Verno starting out the previous map. As you said, it might change when we swap sides. That's where the pressure was put onto him, but seeing a slow start here would be even more worrying. Giving them a lifeline. In 2 buy rounds now, Verno has been the difference maker for this squad, and considering they've only got 4 on the board, not 4 buy rounds, 4 rounds overall, it's no surprise that he's our highlight. All gamers, right back in with a full buy, right back in with the operator, but 3 players towards the A side, and it looks like, again, MIBR are going to play this very pointed aggression. It's why the op is such a good counter to this, because they're contacting so many of the early angles, but if it's in the wrong place, the rest of the squad will have to answer up. Kira does well to get one, but the trades firmly in
Just
favor of
use
MIBR.
region shields, even when they have the money to buy like
best. You have the jet, you have the
shield.
raise,
What is
you have
that?
a sky for the flash, and you're in as quick as possible. Viper's pit for the post, and this becomes an incredibly harsh
it's also
retake,
gonna be a
especially when you have an
tight match.
operator. That operator goes from being your most valuable asset to a weakness.
The map on
And
Lotus,
in
the
last
match on
round,
Lotus
they
was
had
a
Blade
tight
Storm.
match.
Well, they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Bai's trying to find a gap, but that gap is exploited by Mazzino instead, and for the remaining couple, do you want to throw the
Flat
operator
player.
into this? You might just now.
Son.
That's one, but that time is too far gone. It's a consolation frag and a lead extension for MIBR.
Yeah, this is their way back through. A strong attack side already on split.
No, I'm so full,
from
bro. What the
MIBR, some
hell?
of the quieter players in that first half of Lotus finding their rhythm early on. And
But I think this is gonna be won by
MO. Aspas. Definitely taking a
ML.
step back, and it makes sense
MIBR.
when you look at the jet on this map for Fangir, or for Aspas, sorry, playing on the attack side. But you look at it from the perspective of Fangir, things have slowed, and I do think that in my mind that's not so much a danger as it is it's a matter of time before he finds that rhythm again.
Well, wrong place, wrong time. That's been the issue so far. Is when his operator was
Why
in
is bro
position when he
asking
swung
us
mid,
question?
perfect.
Flat player, by the way.
But it almost
Yeah, I
feels
shouldn't
like
probably ask a bunch of silvers and
reactionarily
golds.
moving. So, okay, they hit B fast the last couple of rounds. Let me go B. Now they're not doing that anymore. 3 players walking up A. The spike about to rejoin the rest of the players on that side
Do
of
you
the map.
think
And
the
you get
Phantom?
the early warning system.
I don't know
and
who
the
was
sky
playing that
flashes, but it
Phantom.
only tells you that somebody is there. It doesn't go 5 players. They don't have a clue, so they can't gamble everything over. The deep position allows them a third player, and while Zekken maybe a little audacious.
Yeah, most definitely. And with Aspis down as well, it's a fantastic pickup by MIBR. Falling like flies, one
Aim
at
on
a
there.
time they face, and one at a time they fall. The rotates in. Texas up against numbers on this cross, won't even get close. A double
Kobe!
jump kick onto Messino. Well,
Yo, you're
certainly
talking
got
to
the
the
shot out.
first Malayali streamer with
Fair, he could run the
EWC
side, but he'll have
co-streaming
to get through a
access.
few players if that's to even be a
On some
possibility.
real shit, bro. On some
I do
real
agree, for
shit.
Fangir, it feels so unlucky. You look at the last round, he's on the A side, he's ready to pick them, and I do like the approach.
What is
What's
that
working
thing,
for
though? What is
MIBR,
that
They play contact
blue
over the choke
red
points, then
thing
they burst out of the
like
choke
the
points and
boxes
overwhelm
shit?
you. How do you counter that?
Is it like
You
a
hold ahead of the
stream
choke
deck?
point with an operator.
Like,
they walk into
or-
you, easy pickup. But Fangir's done that every
I don't
round.
understand.
And every round he's been sat there while his teammates on the other side of the map go, yeah, we got nade, we got paranoia's coming, there's a dash. It's been an annoyance for him for sure, but he's still 7-5. And we see him there in the late round have success. Just wait till he's on the right side of the map.
Maybe this will be the one. It's looking like more of a mid-press for MIBR. Of course, last time they played this map, it was the attack, where they managed an 8-4 versus Leviathan. I believe that was in the qualifier to make it to this event.
Leviathan? Why are we talking
where
about
they
Lev,
sent
bro?
the previous Masters winners packing already. Burno, who has been the best player so far for MIBR, is gone from this round, and not only does that cause the problem of your top fragger going
What's
down,
the
but
next
also
game?
your smokes,
OG2
your
versus...
paranoia.
Oh, God.
Leaves you with
Oh.
limited utility with this double duelist, and we're right back to contact again, but that contact has a pop flash ready, and the pop flash has blinded a couple, but nobody actually reacts off it.
I think that's going to give the game away. The smoke is delaying slightly, but this looks now like an A hit. The fake goes through towards the B site. That will keep them in position a moment longer, but it thins the herd for MIBR. And towards the A side, 30 seconds left. They still have to get past Bai, who has been a consistent menace for this squad. The snake bite stops the wrap around, and he'll catch the spike on the way across. Now they've got Kira to deal with and the TP from GRQ. 15 seconds to get that plan through, and both will be dealt with. MIBR looked like they were against all odds, but now it's back to even.
Kira could have just played the time, but I felt like an attempt to be a hero, maybe not realizing that Tex was still up above, and
I mean, it's better. It's a...
instead gave them a way back into the round.
I don't know how
the duo
properly...
that was so
Now
impactful
time for your reward.
over
On
on
some real
Lotus.
shit.
Can they drag home around? It's patient from the attack.
In
They're
my
not giving anything.
opinion,
You can even see it. Banger is expecting a
it's a
wraparound.
2-2.
Fully
They should
looking
push it.
towards the heavens. And again, the
Ooh.
second the dash
Ooh,
is sent
Tex.
out,
Tex
Tex
with
is
the
there
carry,
to
bro.
punish every single
Tex played
movement
really good
ability
on the Lotus
that
map.
befooled his eyes.
Like
Ended up
the
with the
clutch
death
he did.
of an all-gamers player.
And Cubis,
Great
Noel,
work
by the way.
Tex as
Kobe.
well. That backside hold. He ends up finding a triple, and then all the
Be a
while
good
waiting
guy
for the
and you
wraparound to
get
come in.
it.
I did, like, this round did not look like it was going to come even close for MIBR. 2 versus 4. A player waiting on the A side. The TP taken from GRQ. It was even a 5v2, no, because Bai was alive initially, getting picked off on the cross. And to end up with control back in your favor there is definitely something that's going to put a smile on your face. A little bit of a tech pause coming in from all gamers. We're getting towards the end of the half. I think it's a good moment for players to take a breather as well, though.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, the moment in that round that fully felt like a bit of a throw was when Kira Blast packs up. It's like, you want the kill badly enough that you're going to try
Bro,
and
that's he's
offset your
drinking
opponent,
ice.
But if you just sit in the back
Holy
with the showstopper,
shit.
there really is nothing they can
That's
do.
just ice at that
They
point.
also don't know that he's there at that point, right? They knew
Yo, remove
about
the
the
delay,
TP
please.
from
This shit
GRQ, or
pisses
at
me
least they
off
could
so
assume
much.
it. They
I
knew
can't
about
though.
Bai,
I
but they
can't.
hadn't
I
spotted Kira,
legally
unless I'm
cannot. I'll
mistaken.
get legal
And so
charges
even
if
the
I
showstopper
remove the
activated,
delay.
even just sitting there there's a chance that they're so pigeonholed on the time because it was like 10 seconds left to play.
Pretty sure
They just
every
rush in and go
co-streamer's
for it. You get the
stream
pick
is
up, you
getting
get the round.
monitored.
It's a little over eager, a little jumpy.
I don't
to try and close the round.
The thing
out.
is, I don't hate the showstopper with like, what was it, like 15 to 18 seconds
To be honest,
left.
even
It's more so just
wait.
Yeah, if you just stand there, they then have to run at you, and I think that's actually
Well,
what
damn,
Tex
should I
did
said that
fantastically.
earlier?
Just okay, just wait and
Streamed
apply.
it in around
Flies
1
into his
minute.
crosshair. It's like okay.
Yeah, and yeah, the delay is too
It's not a
annoying,
bad
yeah.
one. But it's a good recovery. And finally, one of
Legally,
those
I
pop
have
runs actually
to.
going the way of MIBR. I think back to the first map, and a
Oh.
lot of the time it was them with the advantages. You mentioned it with the opening jewels. They were getting a lot of them. And then all gamers were able to fight back. Half equal at a minimum, and considering they lost pistol in second round for MIBR, this is already a pretty decent half on the attack. But they're going to want a little bit more, and right back to regular
Wow,
programming.
why
It's
the
looking like a
fuck is
fast 8 hit.
MIBR no ML?
Smoke and
Oh, I just realized. I thought it was an MI.
A spam straight through, and it's going to be a 5 versus 4.
Hey,
in
I
the
just
post play.
bro, I
All
legit
gamers,
thought it
as
was
we've
like an
said, Very
MI.
confident when it comes to those
Oh,
retakes that they
shit.
can get on the site. There's a Viper's Pit, and if not,
Just do
it's
it.
there for the next. Good work by Shrimp. He's been so consistent in this half, and he's kept the advantage in their court. That little sneaky spot by Aspis will be checked. Jumping
Bro,
across.
nothing's gonna happen, bro.
Kira
Shut up.
drew the
Even I
eyes
have
of
to,
GRQ,
even if
could
I need
find
to
the headshot
remove
and
delay,
leave Zekin
I have
all
to restart
alone.
the stream.
Was against 4. The first is his, but time ticking. He can try to use that to his advantage, but finding these picks should be nearly impossible. Boxed in! Nice work! And the nade thrown out. Goodbye time! He's evaded the shots to start with, but the op will find him in the end. As tight as it will be, there is enough time on that clock for all gamers to push up to 5.
FB Val,
In
thanks
a
for hopping on
scenario
stream.
that
Make sure to
definitely
like the
felt
stream, by the way.
impossible, and I think
No,
you might have been sad at
MIBR
one going,
votes
yeah,
are
these guys
going
talking an
down.
awful lot
It's
about if Fangin was the
69,
right place at the
31.
right time, and I don't know what they're on about.
I mean,
but
yeah,
this is the
AGL
example.
might win,
Like
though,
3
like,
kills,
keep this
an
up,
opening
AGL
kill,
might
one
win.
on the way back in, and then one to close the round. Like this guy, when he is in position, has been a real problem for MIBR. But it is just the all-in gamble every single time of if he's in the right place at the right time. A chance for a 6-6. Maybe not the greatest defensive half from all gamers, but if they go in level, they won't mind. That's an immediate
True.
showstopper, and it's close.
Is there like
Bai is
packet
down
loss
to
on
40
the?
HP, but will live to tell the tale. Is he going to get
Oh,
back
is it
into the pipes?
normal
But I
to,
don't
like,
think he
do that?
can.
No, he's going to let it fade. With Aspis holding up close, it would have been a risky fight. The judge invading with the decay, but Aspis on the other side. Not a gamble they wanted to take. Forced back by the grenade as well, but Kira does really well!
Wow.
It's a triple for Kira! He'll fall in the end. Tex and Verno still have some life left to give. But an op waiting for an overextension. In fact, he drops it
didn't want
at
that.
just the wrong moment, picks up the judge, and it's a little bit of an oopsie. Now look who's posted on the angle, or who was. It's Tex right down below. He's managed to slip the net.
I've got your trail.
The Seekers will find him, though.
Ooh, that makes it a little bit more awkward. 35 seconds. They've still got time to play with. MIBR are hoping that somebody makes a mistake. That might have been it. A quick double for this attack side.
Quick double.
And Shrimp still expecting further aggression. And, well, to be honest, he might be right. They're still not planting just yet. Are they about to try and hightail it to the other side? It'd be very late. No, they want to make sure that the spawn is clear. Another smoke. Another attempt to get that plant in. This one will be stuck. And in the meantime, Shrimp is going to try with the spam and has managed to catch it. That was the planter. This time, Tex now has to stick it all the way through. His opponent gets a chance to reaggress. The orb utilized on the other side. And a sneaky move from Tex to escape and close the round. Again, another nice attempt for Shrimp. But it will be MIBR to go in with a lead at the half.
Yeah, I think Tex finishes that one with double digits in terms of kills, and I think every single one was high impact. Verno in the same boat as well. They both stepped up to the plate in a big way during this first half, and MIBR now with a lead at the halftime. That's got to be a big upside for them to bring us to a map 3. It feels like the wind's in their sails, but I won't be finding myself
like
counting all
Aspaz
gamers out.
and
Remember how this started.
Tekken
They were
are,
not
like,
able
not
to deal with the
locked in,
pressure. Well, that's not going to be the case for them anymore.
yeah,
Now they get to dictate that pace. And considering it's still a close half after them being deactivated in those kind of round 3 to 5, still anyone's game.
Yeah, it's worth saying that both teams on the previous map were able to win it out over on their attack side. And then their defense felt like much more of a grind. I think both teams able to, well, in the case of all gamers play with the rotations, and on the other side, the more direct entry style was working wonderfully for them. Even still, though, I think MIBR not winning the pistol and coming out with 7 rounds, sure, there were, I think, multiple either 2v3 or 2v4s that they had to clutch out, but it's definitely looking like a better scenario for them rather than, I would say, in the last map where they needed that 4-0 start to have the closer attack side.
Feels like the competition a bit tighter. That was a great round as well. We just saw in the replay from Zach in the 2.5 seconds, considering he was a 1v4. The nade almost taken out a player. And even there for the Shrimp. Want to try the spam, the reposition, the flash down to try to cancel the plant, force the fight. It was a very nice try, but Tex in those clutch moments finds himself in the post plant backside.
There's 0 second delay for fraud. I checked the stream. Oh shit. Okay, I will remove the delay on the
now we come in to half number 2. All gamers still, and the thing for them, they're down by 2.
I thought
but they know this is a chance
when
to
I
close the series,
saw
take it 2-0 to send MIBR
I thought there was like
home and lock in playoffs. And a pistol round could put them right back to neck and neck, considering how the attack went last map. Yeah, as we said, MIBR not out of the woods
I'm gonna
yet.
fix the stream delay on the next one. My bad.
Make it a bit more
I
comfortable.
thought
for
it
the
was
defense.
necessary to do 1 minute stream delay. It's at 3. I'm not gonna lie. It fucking said 3. 3 minutes?
Of China left.
Bro, I'm not that. I don't think anybody's gonna stay
MIBR
at 3 minutes just to get a reply.
Going 100 Thieves.
I'm not that big, bro.
NRG. Maybe even G2 later in the day.
Should I turn off the lights
be
now?
4v4 in terms of Americas versus EMEA. Depending on how these two last games of the groups go. Zekken is already going to spot a couple. This is a ruse again. This is exactly what we spoke about when it came to Lotus. You have what looks like an all-in play early, even give information to the other side. And then they have this slow walk-up.
Is this it? Like, bro, I'm not dropping 5 viewers.
It looks like
when
they
I say please don't drop 5 viewers,
on ruse. And I can't really blame MIBR for being in the wrong place. No, they're going back.
Same as what we saw on Lotus, Tom. All
He's on
gamers
Twitch, though, I don't know if that matters.
the
Oh, I
threads
think on
using
Twitch
MIBR like puppets.
Yeah, there you go. You see it from Mazino go, okay, they are now on A,
I think on
but now they have a
Twitch, it's
backstab of their raise and a second one in the form of Shrimp.
Exactly. Normally it's Bai who's left behind to play those roles, but all they have to do here is delay. This is the problem, though. If MIBR do go direct, if they go quickly into the site, those flanks won't matter. The position, at least, of the plant is for Heaven, but Aspas and Tex clean up the site immediately. GRQ trying his best to slow them down. The Heaven position needed from Shrimp, but he will not find anything.
AGL. Okay,
and MIBR, that's what I said, right? They're grouped up. They're in that clump. So when it comes to the retake, they're not waiting for the guy that's coming from the south side, that's in sewers, the flank. They don't care about any of that. They're ready to go the second that they get to the choke point.
I really like that as a pistol round from MIBR because that was their major problem on the last map was they've gone this way, then that way, then this way, and then I've rotated through spawn and I've been killed by a late flank. They then implanted a player on B. As I leave B, I get killed by that guy, and then it's like, okay, now we have a 3v5 retake. Instead, okay, all 5 of us wait somewhere in the middle of the map. We then rotate all together. Even if we trade 1-for-1, we come out far more even than before. And then in this case, as it's 2 immediate headshots on the players holding, they are now the panicky team and not
I think
us.
Zekken and Aspas is still on single digit, right?
It's going to be a full eco from all gamers, as you'd expect. The classics across the board. Paranoia
I mean,
just to take fence.
it would be good even if they get 1 or 2.
It's already a bit of an
like with a
investment
classic
PC utility thrown through. And now you've lost Kira. No nade for this round. No smokes anymore with GRQ down. But if they can find another pick or two, it'll be damage done. The thing is, for MIBR, the buy isn't what we see a lot of the time, where like you have a lot of Bulldogs, or you even have some players playing low buy for the Vandals and so on. It's SMGs. It's a Marshall.
It is true.
Losing these for
they do play a lot of Stinger, a lot of Marshalls.
2 picks probably won't get
See?
Any sweat on the
Two
brow
people playing.
of the
I think it
defensive
was.
side. We'll need it to be a little
Let
bit
me
more
check
than
another
that.
stream on YouTube.
It doesn't look like we'll get any more than the one. Last man is Shrimp. Spike in his control at the very least. And there we go. I was going to say, Zakin must be aware that he could be coming from screens. And he looked at it and now backs off. They'll just concede that space and punish him when he walks out a little. Or not even punish him when he walks out a little further. Catch him in the doorway. Nice work. MIBR with 9. And I think they did a good job of avoiding the real dangers around mid there.
Yeah, I think this looked like a round of just like, let's make sure we get the conversion. Everybody has a weapon. We have a chance to farm up orbs. We can go for something risky in close range. Like, I think Split allows you to do that. Like, you can play some angles where, firstly, if anybody has light shields,
I think maybe if his
Spectre can
crosshair
do a lot of work,
was a
same
bit
with
more
Stinger.
up.
But also, if they don't, if I sit on a tight angle, I have a chance to win that battle. So it means that the likelihood of winning this round is a lot less than if you go for all the rifles. But also, it means that you're not going to have crazy costly rounds if you lose those rifles.
Yeah, you're not going to have weapons recovered by the opponents that are really that scary up against you. And with the way that the economy's going, they'll have an operator as soon as they want it in the hands of Aspas.
4 light shields.
Indeed. For all gamers, there's especially close range. Like, those SMGs are now going to find a much easier fight. When push comes to shove, look how they're set up as well. Initially, there was the attempt of a crossfire in mid, but there is still that setup towards A main. From what we can see, all gamers want to take it in this direction. 2 mid, Spike outside A. It's just clearly going to be a split there, and I think that info should be pieced together by the defense by now. Maybe not. They might think that they've gone back on A main, I suppose. Re-clear of the flash in B. Very soon, all gamers are going to have rotations.
How do
coming their way
I
or a
edit
flank
my
anyway. It's time to
stream
pick up the pace.
title on phone? Is it on
Tight low
YT
angle that's
Studio?
not been cleared. Tex is the snake in the grass. A chance to do so much damage first and the second as well. This gives Aspas an opportunity. Bear in mind those light shields, and that's where the Spectre is all the more deadly. He's landed his shots and left it all onto Bai. And they don't have to peek. They can just wait for him to go for a plant. There's only 15 seconds. He doesn't have much on the clock to play with. He's being flanked as well. There's still a flash available, and he desperately needs someone to fight him. And when they do, Mazzino wins the fight at range. A fantastic round from Tex. And I'll be honest, that duo of Tex and Aspas is not necessarily one you look at their roles. You go,
bro, I'm new to this stuff now. I'm not that. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and this
I'm
is
sorry,
the thing.
guys.
When you
I'm
leave the
sorry.
clock that low, you're pushing in towards the site. Still, there was like 40 seconds left. They have enough time, but it's that tiny little gap from Tex for him to be able to fly under the radar like that, for them to not have the utility to clear it out. Like, you're pushing towards that A site, a boom bot, a dog, something has to clear it, but it doesn't. And that
I think I
narrow
just
gap
have to
left.
edit.
That's the thing. Every time that Tex has been in that position, you think of the first half, his backside plays on both sites, right there as well. You give him a chance, he takes it and runs
I had to
the
edit
bank
my
with it
stream,
every
guys.
single time. For MIBR, look, that last map, Lotus in general has been a problem for them in the last 2 series that they've played, but bouncing back like this, if this is a dominant win, I think third map favor swaps massively in my mind. But I have adored how all gamers have played the attack so far. I really don't think it's over just yet. Even look at that pistol round. They did manage to sell the fake, but MIBR were too quick on the retake. And I guess that's the other question, is have MIBR adapted to that slow style? Because they certainly had
I think they have
the read.
I also think as well, the thing I like there from Aspas is the patience. He knows his teammate has a play. He lets him make the play and then goes for his own. Like, it's good synergy. Well, now a chance to farm up orbs towards the ultimate. And even see Kira shying away.
Remove the dank play. I cannot. I have to
scenario,
restart
though.
stream
3
then.
players already taking
This
deep
has been
control.
like a good
Zeki,
stream. I'm not gonna end stream.
well
bro.
aware of the position that has been lost.
Are
And the
you
closer they get, the more deadly their weapons become.
Oh, nice work from Bai. That's
I
Tex
was
down
not
already.
gonna change the
wall falling,
stream
doesn't go
title,
down
you
in time
dumbass.
for
I was
Zeki
gonna
to
change
catch
the
them on that
description. I
cross.
was gonna give credits to
He has
Lewis
called for the
Cannon.
rotation. He's heard it. Verno now knows to give up that heaven
Bro,
space.
I'm a fucking
Smoke in to make it uncomfortable, but the dog clears everything behind it. Flashback out could come through, though. Look at this sneaky little position from Mazzino! A triple again! MIBR, strike from the shadows.
Bro,
All
this
gamers can't quite adjust. The ace might
Yo,
be
I'm
stolen,
gonna
but
kill you,
it's
bro.
all smiles from
Stop,
Mazzino.
stop fucking with me.
As MIBR looked to take this in dominant fashion, that was such a nice setup. He got in that smoke just at the right moment, and no one was looking his way.
Yeah, maybe
Don't change the stream
not
title.
a round that you expected to need a play like this.
If
But
I
I don't think it's
say,
going to do any harm.
then do
and
it.
that's the thing. Like,
Don't
you're
do
able to
shit like
come
that
back
ever
in
again,
moments where It looked
please.
like it was about to slip away.
Please.
11-5. They're now far and away from all gamers. And from that map
Yo,
one,
okay,
a map that ended
bro,
in
I'm
overtime,
so
a map
stupid.
that showed the caliber of players. But their own map
Guys,
choice of split
it's my first time.
is looking
Please
like more of a
forgive
blunder.
me.
Now, the operator purchased up for Fangir, him being one away from Bladestorm as well. Gives them opportunities, but his counterpart in Aspas has also bought up that operator and is also one away from the Bladestorm, so swings and roundabouts.
You said title, not description. Oh. Yeah, but why did you change it to A? though?
5 on the clock, and the AWP now
kinda
rings
stupid,
out,
I'm
but
not
the
gonna
shot
lie.
doesn't land. All gamers at least know where that is now, but
Why do I
what
have
to do with that is
Nightbot
the
on?
question. 55, and they're spreading
Whatever,
the default.
bro.
Mid,
I think
off limits with the
I
Viper's
did
Pit.
Nightbot
but
on
the
'cause
AWP. Guess B seems like the
put
easier choice, and it was
point
moments ago. But that's
section
changed now as the
channel.
Seekers confirm players towards the B side. Aspas on his way. The operator will be here by the time the push comes in. And mid is still very much defended.
No, comment. You're
The
a
time
moderator.
being, at least.
You're a
Tex
managing
waiting
moderator.
with 2 players on the other side. They're invading the smoke. They're looking for this fight, and they
Oh!
found him. That's a huge pick from Bai, but Aspas being in position, deadly as ever. The blade's drawn, but he's put to bed. Trades for now. Keep it workable for all gamers. They'll even get the plant, and that all being dropped.
Boy,
It
my
might be the
VR.
mistake that cost them the round.
Leaves it on to GRQ.
It's a
It's safe to
1v2.
say
He
he's
has
had his
to get
moments
that
throughout
pick
this
right now.
tournament so far, but this one
has
might
to get
be
that pick right
enough
now.
to cling to life. He spots out the first. And that's the easiest one done, but the wraparound already coming through closer than maybe expected, and the blast back is good enough to just completely
nice one,
discombobulate
Nice one. That's good.
GRQ's aim. That's
fucked
12
up
now
his
for
aim with the
MIBR.
raised
1 away and 7 in a row
satchel.
needed from all gamers. But you know what, Mitch? If they
Can you
take a
not
pause
remove the
here,
delay? What?
I might just
No,
believe
I
in the comeback.
cannot.
I know that, Tom.
Okay, what about
You've
this?
been a day 1 believer of the new 12-5 meta.
After they
After
did
this game, after MIBR
Day
versus
one, I remember.
Today.
First time they did it, you said, "Oh, this is a good idea."
versus that.
Exactly when I want to see.
No.
Yeah, no, the first time they did it.
Let
no,
this
sure.
stream be like this, bro.
No, there's not going to be a timeout here. No moment to breathe. Instead, perhaps Ascent is on the horizon for MIBR. What a resurgence. A dominant map here, the choice of all gamers, but I doubt they choose
Yo,
it
I think I
again.
removed my delay.
Bangir.
Wait, what?
Bladestorm
Bro, I
is
swear to
good
God,
for one, a
if it
clean
fucked up my
opener.
stream, I'm gonna kill
They
you.
should get the plant off that.
Where
No, I don't
No
think it
ultimates
fucked up my
online.
delay.
Second.
post
I
farm
didn't know
and a
that was
Bladestorm.
gonna work with bot tricks. Didn't know Nightbot
Makes
was
it
a
quite
thing here.
difficult
Even I did not
break
know
back in.
Nightbot was a thing
I'm
here.
looking at Tex as maybe the one player
Okay, I
that
removed the
has a
delay.
gap.
It
How
says
long
I
that gap
removed the
stays open
delay.
for. How long does GRQ face the wrong way? Well,
But-
the entire time. And Kira actually hasn't reacted either, just moves into the corner instead.
I don't know
Not wanting to rush
how.
to take that fight, but Second has just saved his teammate. That couldn't have been better timing. Fangir, though,
Gonna happen.
seemingly had enough of the blades, wanted to go back to the SMG, and well, either way, whatever it
Yeah, I
is,
don't
it's
know how that's
working.
happening.
Verno left to try and fight versus 3.
According
be
to
shrimped
me,
to
I don't
close.
think the stream
The
delay is
first
gonna get fixed
of what
unless
needs
I
to be a
restart stream.
7-round streak has been found, but even still, it felt a little bit shaky.
I haven't seen that one in a long time. The triple kill, double kill with the blades, and then just I don't need this anymore.
Holy
I don't wanna
shit,
play
I
with
did
this
not
anymore.
know there
Right
was a
clicks him into the
tournament.
ground.
Bro, this is
That's
the
enough of
World
that.
Cup. What do you mean? It's not a tournament. It's a World Cup.
Look at this. Yeah. I guess
a
he expected the
Valorant
re-swing
World
from bottom
Cup.
ramp, so he's pre-firing it with the right.
I like how it's,
EWC.
Free
Jesus
Fire
Christ.
right.
Esports
like,
World
yeah,
Cup.
Maybe back like in 2021, that might not even land still.
That looks so funny. Well, 6 rounds in a row, it's a big task. Up against
Why
a squad
does
like
everyone-
MIBR. Players like Tex, like Aspas,
Yo,
showing up in
what-
these moments
but
when
the
they're
thing
needed
is-
the most. They have delivered. Even when they're not needed the most, they've delivered. And Ascent may have to be where that bounce back happens, but let's see. Momentum can only carry you so far. A start from Messino. They look to shut this one down, and it seems like mission complete. Shrimp, last man alive, and well, he'll make it deeper into the spawn at least, but what do we do from here? Surrounded in every sense of the word, no lane open to him. A minute on the clock, and if he wins this, I believe in the 6 rounds in a row. I believe in the comeback.
He's cornered.
I don't think it's 6, bro. I thought the delay was going to be
the
fixed.
lower HP Aspas is now being
My
healed
bad,
up as well. It's not
guys.
just saving that heal for a rainy day. He is going to bypass his way towards the side, but instead he has to face Mazzino, who hasn't really missed a beat in this round. Finally, he shows his mortality. But speaking of mortality, a man with surely no more lives to be had eventually will fall. It is Tex to confirm a 13-6 victory from a tight OT loss on their own map choice. That was incredibly clean from MIBR.
Yeah, well, the sharp blade of all gamers from that first half, or first map, certainly blunted.
What map
here.
is it?
They
What
tried
map?
the same
I think it's
plays on the
Ascent.
attack that worked
I'm
so
sure
well on Lotus,
Ascent,
but MIBR this time
match.
were ready for every trick that they had up their sleeve. Now we go all the way to Ascent, somewhere that Flare isn't really what we get to see. Variety goes out the window, and considering we had a mirror matchup there, I think it is going to come down to those head-to-head matchups. It's going to come down to if Fangir can find that same form as map number 1, because here, map 2 belonged to MIBR. Before we get into our third map, it's time once more to go back to the desk with Degon.
I love that there from Mitch, man. He was correct. When we go to Ascent, it's about the guns going ablazing, less about the strategy there. And we will do exactly that as MIBR take control of the second half and run away with it before AGAL can get back on the board. So it is 1-1 in our decider match here in Group D as we welcome back Big Time and Kukuka on that last one.
Sorry for the delay.
Of the MIBR America's potential
I had a
team,
feeling
the
MIBR
one that
was going
needs
to
to
win this one.
achieve it
Everyone
with all
called
those
it,
names
even
on the
Noel,
roster.
even I
That's what
did.
we wanted to see more of.
Yeah, I think that
Ascent is the decider.
it got easier as the map was progressing, especially when we swapped halves. Good to see that Tex is carrying a lot of the team for today. Good to see, especially that in those last rounds, Messino found a little bit of a bounce back. He did not have a first good map. The first half, it was very, very shaky. But I think that by the end of it, they would have never been able to close it without the confidence that he got.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was a little bit of a class difference for me on this map. MIBR looked well drilled, well prepared, and it didn't feel like all gamers could really find the answers, especially in that second half, like you say. When they get over to that attack, they really do begin to struggle. Started out well for all gamers. I thought this could have been a much closer game, but I think MIBR really just... Yeah, like you say,
maybe I
really showed their class as they progressed.
Yeah, I think as well, when we were speaking about this last half that we were seeing and how dominant MIBR was being, we think about the flooding, right? Think about literally the last round that we saw being incredibly quick in not letting them set for postline, barely even getting the spike down if they even managed to get up to that point. Difficult task also to keep the mental in, especially with how back and forth this map also started for both of these squads.
Yeah, I think also, I love the comp in general, but I like it a lot more.
I think I've seen that kill somewhere. I'm getting so much deja vu right now.
Comfortable. Aspas, Jet, Zekan, Raze, big names, with all the supporting cast comfortable.
The delay's still there, by the way.
GRQ is having to play this Omen. Is it as good? And I will say, on this map at least, it didn't look like these were the most comfortable roles. I felt moments where there wasn't fluency with all of the utility, which is what you want to see. But when we move across to Ascent, fingers crossed that will be a different story, but it's hard to know.
Yes, and on that Ascent, GRQ did play Phoenix, topped the lobby, 300 ACS+.
You were waiting all day for this. You were waiting all day for this.
The young kid GRQ on the Phoenix.
ACS. Yes,
I know Kira is normally the duelist, but please give him the opportunity to do so, because that's your tournament lives are on the line. We've seen what he can do.
I think there's even more interesting things to talk about
Has
when we talk about
300
Ascent.
rupees in his GPay, which
At
I
the end of
bought.
the day, they are in the same group.
You wanna
Both
see
of them
my fucking
played
bank balance?
Ascent against Heretics. The results very, very
I'm broke
different. And
right now.
MIBR, the
I'm not gonna
thought
show it.
that they found a weakness to exploit. And
But I bought this,
Heretics that
bro.
definitely bounced back on that map the
What
second
do you
time that they
mean?
played it,
I
having
don't-
an
I don't-
almost
I don't got
flawless
now more
defense
money.
against MIBR. For the side of All Gamers, as you're saying, playing with the duelists, having GRQ almost doing everything that he wanted to, it's going to be definitely an interesting one for the decider.
Yeah, I will say for MLBR though, winning this map too in pretty comfortable fashion is exactly what they needed to get themselves back into this series. There's no more doubts about firepower. They got outshot in map
18
1. In my
likes
mind.
for me,
But
it
map
shows
2,
20.
they dealt with it very, very easily. So they will be the ones moving forward with that momentum now, taking away their opponent's map pick.
Yeah, that's always the thing that you're afraid of when you lose your first map pick. Are they asleep for the day, or will they be able to bounce back
Wait, can
and
you
have a
not
strategy
restart the stream?
prepared
Yeah, I
for
can.
the other team's
Like,
map
not right
pick? And
now.
here on Split, the answer was a resounding yes by MIBR Los. They're going to go ahead and regroup as we have our elimination, not match, but map. This is it here for both these squads, and one of them will move on to the playoffs. One of them will go home. We'll find out who after this short break. You're watching EWC 2026.
I shared my screen share and everything to like a lot of places. What am I saying? I send my links to the stream to a lot of places, so people are gonna join, and they're gonna join the old stream, not the new one. And I'm not gonna redo the stream just so. And I do not know why, due to this delay, people are staying the stream more. Because they need to get their
Play
replies.
is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower.
If you know, you know.
Now imagine
But
an
I'm
entire
sleepy
city
now. What
being
the
built to
hell?
supercharge it. Kadir City, powered.
Legion laptop. I don't know why they use like AI based restart the stream then. No, I cannot. I just explained why I cannot do that. 3 more subscribers for 1.12, bro. When am I gonna get 1.2k? L watch party, right? Right. It's a 1 day thing. I don't know. When is the next match? I can't check right now. I'll check on my phone. When is the schedule, bro? When is the schedule? EWC category has 22k watching. Well, I only have access to a stream, like stream it on YouTube, bro. I don't have access to stream it on Twitch. मैंने सिर्फ YouTube का ही किया है. Curiosity, and which one is happening? The 7th of July, right? Tomorrow is the opening ceremony. Ooh. 8th and 9th is the playoffs. And 12th is the finals, okay.
No. No.
Nice.
GG. Very happy, I guess, right? Very, very happy.
Welcome back to EWC 2026 Valorant. It is day number 6. We are in match number 1 in the final map for one of these squads in their EWC journey. It is MIBR Los versus AGAL. We got to see Zekin there just for a little bit, chatting with Dan B. And I love the fact that in EWC you have some of the greatest players all here, and the respect between them because they know each other, they watch the other regions, and just great to see the personality between them.
I mean, any excuse to see cross-regional play is what we're all about. I think one thing a lot of people who aren't super up on Valorant don't get is this game developed in COVID. The regions developed separately. The metas are very different. Everyone hates the MEA. It's all comes together.
Whoa. I was not expecting that one. Well, just got you straight. You're like, oh my God, COVID, we were so sad. We're all so different. And then somehow you hate us?
I just had to get it in there, but it's okay. It is always
Is that
nice.
the best you could do?
I mean, you can
And
always
you're
just bring it. Hey,
disappointed.
what's
Oh my God.
the big time? You're a stats guy. What's the Pacific record here so far at EWC?
So we're moving on to Ascent here.
Thank you,
Map
thank you.
number 3. I can't address.
It's 1 and 7, by the
We'll
way.
get to that in the next one. No
That's
shimmer
true.
here. They're gonna do fine. But right
Or not.
now, maybe they will.
Or not. You're not supporting Baby. You're like such a fake friend. I will say about that video, love to see also those two from MVP to MVP, you know, like Zekin in Madrid. Like, I just think that it's good to have history and have players that, although the game attracts a lot of new youngsters that can shoot, it's good to see that players can actually stay throughout the years at the top. And especially when we're moving on to Ascent and we were speaking about Zekin, we have to re-highlight the duelist.
Yeah.
A massive bounce back there on the second map. I don't think that they really needed that much different from that first map at the end of the day. Another Lotus, another overtime, a map that could have gone either way. But everything ends here in Ascent. As we were saying, both of these teams showed their cards against Team Heretics. One of them was successful, and the other one got the other side of the coin in MIBR.
Yeah, look, MIBR only got 2 rounds. I was kind of surprised to see them be okay with this coming up in the veto once again. Over on the side of all gamers, they're running with Fangir on that chamber, and GRQ, I want to see you lock in this Phoenix.
Lock it in!
Oh, he will. He will.
I mean, Kira's already on the Omen, so unless he's going to pull out a different duelist, there's like a final lock here. This is the pick where GRQ put himself on the map during this tournament. And so I'm very, very excited to see what he can do against Aspas and Zekin.
Economy here is super important, right? For both of the teams, we've seen the impact that the operator has been having on both of them. For Fangir, of course, with him having the chamber and whatnot, it's going to be easier to get an operator in hand. But when we think about Aspas, even Zekin, the rest of the players as well, to even catch a flank, care for mid, a lot of aggression from the side of all gamers, but not that much utility. If they misuse it, the round should go for MIBR.
Yeah, over on the side of MIBR, there are no changes from what we saw coming out last time. This means they've board reviewed. They felt like it was some, different types of mistakes. It's not a comp issue. They think they have everything they need to make it work here, but can we see that improvement? Otherwise, they will be going home if they played this map like they did against Team Heretics.
MIBR Los and AGAL. Only one can continue through. 2 teams from Americas has already qualified 100%. so far, whereas AGAL are the final opportunity for VCT China to have representation in that playoffs, but they've got to earn it. Who will step up and who will rise above here at EWC 2026 Paris? Let's find out as we send it on over for the final time to Mitch and Tom.
Thank you, Digon. The final map of the series. We've gone all the way to Ascent. All gamers stayed alive on map number 1, but signs of life started to disappear in the previous, Tom. MIBR coming in hot to the touch, but how do you feel about all gamers' composition? They're bringing in one that I've grown to love. Looking at this Phoenix, at the Neon, at the Chamber. Do you think that will give them the edge here?
To be honest, the bit I love about this is that you... And when I first saw it, I was like, wait, the guy who was playing Smokes is now playing Phoenix? Because they swap it up directly. Yep. Like, it's Kira really likes the Raze, so he'll play the Raze. And GRQ really likes the Phoenix. His Phoenix was nuts. Exactly. Like, it was probably the highlight when they came up against Heretics. Of course, you're going to look at this and do the kind of proxy thing where it's like, well, one of these teams beat Heretics 13-8. The other one got 13-2. So this is easy for... all gamers, right? It's like, no, I don't think it's going to go that way at all. I think the fact that MIBR have gone back here shows that that was more of a blip on the radar, maybe being boomed after taking a defeat earlier in the tournament. This is a different scenario. They've just dominated a map. They come in with most of their players having highlight moments. I think we're in for a very level game.
Well, let's hope so. Certainly owed it after that first map, a tight affair. Oh, damage done. Shock Dart chasing down Vangear. He just about manages to TP out in time. But he hasn't run away. He's still waiting for that push-up inside of B main. Stalemate across the map. Flashes and stuns traded out in that short fight. Still no clear direction for the attack just yet. Vangear just moments away from stepping into Verno's angle. 40 HP. Could be an easier fight for the defender, and just depends if that one tap could be landed. The jump peak with 40 HP is crazy, and he's left down to 1.
They're pincering, though. The flank coming in, and the defenders know this. I like this from Verno. He knew if he sits back and waits, he's going to get pressure from behind. The dart is going to help him out massively. The paranoia nullified, and Verno is having a crazy round once again. And now his teammates are looking to try and wrap in. Kira, though, has given an opportunity, but they're both so desperately low that it ended easy for MIBR. Verno, a hero once more in the early rounds.
Yeah, huge work by Verno. I don't know how that reveal didn't get broken. It allows a second pulse out, and that, I think, gives him the upper hand in the third fight. Indeed, yeah, panic, mistakes made theirs. Verno holds the line. I like the idea as well from MIBR. It was a stalemate for so long.
They use like glass mouse pads.
They were ready to fight on short. More so ready to fight A main. And the second that push comes in through mid, they're like, okay, now we gotta go. We go back, we're dead. But we go forward, we have a chance. And that chance converts to a round win.
Is that a round 2, Odin?
Light timing difference.
I don't think it's round 3. So
if it was like 1 second later, that was a kill.
The Totem.
It's a nice strategy, I have to say. I love it. You look at the trips that are in play here. The idea, if they go straight through a mid flood, you're going to already deal with them quite easily. It's shooting.
I really want him to get one shot.
Then you've got that reveal that would come off the back of it.
Oh, there was a chance for a second. There was a chance.
He gave him a moment to aim, but not to pull the trigger, at least.
Yeah, okay. They've managed to bypass his angle, but he's given it up. Has second for support. The only other real rifle, but Mazino, he ended that last map. I think it was like there was 2 rounds where he came up with like 7 or 8 kills. Like, just Mazino just popped off. That does make me a little bit more worried for all gamers that it does seem like every single member of this squad has started to rise to the occasion. I know that at times there's been a lot of criticism of a player like Tex, but I think in this series he's been one of their best players.
I think the other one was
a very clean second round coming out from MIBR. The Odin hasn't been lost. And we'll be coming back in to what is a bonus round, which, I'll be honest, you don't normally see an Odin in a bonus round.
Bro, too much light in my
opinion. It's a problem to deal with. It is a different setup, though, from MIBR. This time, Odin's going to be sent towards the B side again. It's going to be that heads-up duel with Vangear, who has lost 2 in a row, which I wouldn't want to fight him at this point. Not feeling the odds that he loses another, but hold on, Aspas is walking up on him, and there it is. Vangeir landing the shot. Fool him once.
Never
maybe even
mind,
twice,
it's
but-
raining, and my friend said no. Hang
Old
me
saying
up.
in Texas. I know it's in Tennessee.
Bro, the world aligned just for you to
Chance now
watch
for
my
three
stream, bro. What do you
For
mean?
MIBR seeming less
Sorry, what's
likely.
the saying?
Fool me once.
Guys, those who are watching the stream, make sure to like, share, and
Oh.
subscribe. And
Shame on
for
you.
future updates, join
Fool, we
Instagram.
can't get
and
fooled
I
again.
thought from Tennessee it was, are you from 10 IC? Or are you from Tennessee because you're the only 10 I see?
That was excellent. Are
There
you
you
from
go.
10 IC?
There you go.
Because you're in Tennessee.
Exactly. That's the only saying I know from
What the hell is going on in the commentary?
Fool me
bro?
once. I don't know where that's from.
That was
It's not
exquisite.
raining in here,
Okay.
right? Doing.
Well,
It
all gamers
was,
on their
uh,
way to the A site. There is a big setup
It
waiting for them here. A
was,
lot of
but-
trips, as they've just
dear.
found out, an easy spam for Mazzino. That's not the only one. There's another kill trip on the back in the camera, landing a tag, and maybe a little bit more. The door's gotten in the way. Saved the day for now, at least. Tex, well, as difficult as he normally is to deal with, they've got him in one, and now the Op Odin retake. They might not want to go for this anymore, but Verno is giving them a
Verno.
chance. It's so close. The shoelaces taken off of Shrimp. GRQ tagged heavy as well, down to one. The Odin spam would be enough. He needs to tuck in that corner. He needs to find a safe haven. And Zekken doesn't know how desperately low that player is. He'll still be peeking in with the op, and it's a death sentence. Verno, 5-1. The ult to deal with. He's found him to start with. The spam can take him down with ease, and now just one.
No.
The mag runs dry. All gamers.
That's
just
such an
about
NT,
finding the
bro.
round.
Such an NT.
Yeah, it's a weird one because normally going out of a bonus round, you'd sit there and go, okay, that's not great. But they had an operator and an Odin. So
And the op went in the hands of the opponent.
It was barely a bonus at that point. It had a lot of bite too. I think Mazzino did fantastically well to play off of the utility that was thrown in front. But they actually do still have enough to buy in with another operator. Sure, it's at the cost of Mazzino, who's been their best player so far, so maybe a little bit surprising to see him have to take the bullet. But then also, the operator's on the other hand for Fangir, which I wouldn't want to give him that for free.
I can see
Aspas
him.
is going to be sent back. Blaze has bought them space. Bought them safe passage through middle, although Fangir's looking to fill in the space after. He can't cross.
Yo, what if you
anymore
just stop watching and play instead?
without looking for a fight. So Short's going to be his responsibility. All gamers gearing up.
You don't understand the amount of views this
Pings him,
post
then there's a chance that
and the
maybe
money
they
I
kill the
make.
wallbang. Instead, it's going to be the Hunter's Fury thrown out, almost seemingly off nothing, and that's an early double for Verno. He's been playing incredibly well so far. And
You can
one,
see
and
it
then
in
out, and in fact, no, Aspas feeling
EWC
confident, goes
website.
for the
I'm not
repeat,
really
the swing
supposed
off
to
his
talk about
contact
it.
from Tex, and this trap setup has worked, well, I want to say more than perfectly. That is as good as that could have gone.
And this has been the case. Looking at the last map, you said it. It's an unusual pairing, but Aspas and Tex get so much work done together. Kira, you are dead to rights here. Big stun landed.
But that Tex cam was just enough for the contact of the Hunter's Fury. Because you've got to be sat there as the attacking side going, why the hell have they randomly popped top mid? Who Hunter's Fury straight into top mid? But it's because they can see them on the cam. Like, he's able to get just that little pixel of information and go, look, there's guys here in a narrow laneway. If you line this up, you're going to get a couple of opening kills. That's really lovely stuff coming out from MIBR.
Yeah. A sneaky little play that ends up sending all gamers down to an eco. Round number 5. 2 away from Fangir.
Their buy
Big
is
old
like
gun to
looking
work with, so
solid.
there's definitely still
Oh.
dangers, and they didn't notice Kira slide right past. Zekken down and out, a rifle into the hands of the attackers. Mazzino, he's got a player behind him. He doesn't have a clue. The buy's already passed. It's 2 players striking from behind, and well, now all of a sudden it's a competitive round. Those rifles not recovered just yet. They can be, they could be, if not for the instant rotations coming out of MIBR. The timing here on that main peak could be everything, and Tex has already cleaned house before the swing comes through.
All revealed as well.
Looked like that was going to get seriously dangerous, and then Tex basically dropped in alone. Like, it was a little bit risky, but because they didn't have the plant down, he just looks for a time.
MIBR is on 6-7%.
I think one of the first players he drops is the spike under his back, which, as a place to drop the spike, it's about as bad as it could be for where the remainder are. Still, a little bit of initial damage coming out from the side of All Gamers, but this defensive side is looking good so far from MIBR, and you have to bear in mind, last time they played this map, they only managed 2
MIBR
rounds
has
total,
unlocked
so
their flow
yeah,
state.
safe to say it's going a little
like,
better.
see how he's just laughing and shit.
Indeed. A 4-1 start, and the wind is in their sails now. For All Gamers, oh, that paranoia has landed, but doesn't look like they're going to continue the push on MIBR, sitting back, sitting safe up against these rifles. Now, one of the things I'm curious to see, because Lotus, it was much easier to push and pull that map. They attempted it on Split, but MIBR did not fall for it anymore. They had the responses, they had the reactions, and now here on Ascent, I'm curious to see how this attack side will shape up. We've had a lot of failures here with the slower plays, and now an attempt to start with a bit of control towards the A site, late move back in the other direction, but again, MIBR haven't moved. They are sat still. An operator in a position that I don't think they could have ever expected. The angle onto GRQ and a big player removed. Still the Cypher setup to push through as well.
Yeah, they've got the TP to the backside if they need it. There goes Mazzino. That will now be a third player defending this site, and a question of whether or not they want to fall back. No, they're going to try and pressure into what is now a pretty hefty setup. In fact, I think Mazzino even cancelled. He was like, you know what? I'm going to TP, then realized that Aspas has already rotated in and went, I don't need to. Let's hold up the other side of the map just in case. A player tagged up as well. They know exactly where they are, and they've got 20 seconds, Mitch.
Well, I think Mazzino would have committed that TP if not for map number 1, if not for the attempts in map number 2. Like, you see that push, you see it stagger for a moment.
Bro, at this point, I'm just sleeping, man.
I'm going to fake the TP across. They'll push in. We'll clean them up.
Bro, I'm low-key so tired after 3 hours of stream.
They're not allowed to. Second. One side of the trash compactor as the walls close in, a couple seconds left, and I guess we'll never know if he saved the weapon. That's how it goes sometimes. That's life.
They did celebrate very quickly, so I'm going to assume they killed him.
Hi in April.
I'm going based off purely celebrations. No one wants to hear that. Yeah, see, there you go. No, we know.
I guess we'll never know.
We know. He doesn't have a gun. We definitely know.
Might drop them.
See, as said, my read of body language and celebrations. Oh, yeah.
Possible. Drop them to teammate.
Anyway, moving away from Mitch's idiocy. 5-1. Defensive side building. And now those pauses that we spoke about in map number 1 become imperative. They need to find a response here. Sure, versus Heretics, it was a pretty horrific attack side and coming out from MIBR, and a great defensive side on the other side of things, with both Shrimp and GRQ having a performance to remember. But as of right now, they're getting shut down before the round even seems to get started. Like, they're looking to try and take control. They're failing. They're looking to try and almost sell fakes. It's failing. They can't hold on to mid. They're losing it to the operator and set trap plays. Bono's in form. We've seen Mazzino have a decent couple of rounds. Tex has been fantastic throughout the series. And the funny thing is, right now, Aspas and Zekid are at the bottom of the board. They haven't had a whole lot to do in this matchup. Now, one thing that was building up into the last round were those ultimates. Shrimp, Bangit, and GRQ have weaponry to play with. But can they make something work here?
Oh, GRQ, as you said, it's been a little quiet, a little missing. This time picked off from the side, but it is only the ultimate that's taken down. That trade good for the start. But enough to finish. Aspas has opted him through the floor. The convergence path goes through. The spam is fantastic, but hold on. GRQ and Kira, they've got some life left in them. Caught by the ult they might have been, but they fired back at the start. Now it's Kira. Alone, he was getting some great shots in that first. Look at second, so quick to walk through. Kira could never expect that level of aggression. And for MIBR, a 6th round locked in. There was definitely a bit of danger there, but considering the ulti's thrown by the other side, that's just fine.
Yeah, they throw in the running back even while not having a weapon into the hands of the player using it, but it was basically just take space, try and trade. That wallbang shot that came out from Aspas is just disgusting because
Stacy
Zipis is
wakes up
dead.
crazy,
He doesn't
bro.
look like he's dead,
Hello?
and he's the guy who ends up cleaning up the rest
Holy
of the round.
shit, bro. I'm
Tank
sleepy
continuing
as
to be a
fuck.
safe
What the
pair
hell?
of hands, and
Hello,
the
hello
problem
there.
is you look at that round and go, hey, it was a low buy. They
Hi,
use Tour de
Stacy.
Force, they use Overdrive, they use Run It Back, they use Hunter's Fury. That is 4 ultimates committed to 1 round, and it doesn't net you a win.
Bro, I should log the fuck in. I'm so sleepy. What the fuck?
Sending
I
him
legit
scurrying.
fell asleep.
Look at the push.
My ass was like this close
Aggression
to
cancelled by all gamers for a
sleeping.
moment. Now they start to fight inside of B main. Aspis loses his TP back. He's a player pushed out on short to help him. The drone is going to send him flying. Dash out, but now look who's stuck in mid. Mazzino has to stand his ground, has to stand tall, and that he does. A double kill on the Phantom. They were so pigeonholed on trying to deal with Aspis, they forgot that he might have had help.
Even still, that is
How
Mazzino
did-
over-delivering.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
You're supposed to keep
I
him
get
alive.
it. That was
Instead,
a trap.
you've taken
Aspas
2
was
bodies
like
in
a
response.
trap. He was a
That's going to be
drone.
infuriating. As said,
Aspas
this
was a
is
Sova
the
drone,
best
bro.
we've seen MLBR look so far this tournament. Sure, they had those blowout games initially, but everybody can have a round, can have a moment. And that's exactly what they're doing now. Aspas, the man who was saved, has dropped the spike into middle. The remaining 2 players are running around like headless chickens. They're having to try and just get that spike back, and instead they are caught from every single angle. 7-1 in the lead. MIBR are running away with this.
Yeah, things have really changed since that first map where throughout the entirety of it, all gamers were competing, or even at times, especially on the attack, looking like the better squad.
Lose
top
opening,
down.
win round. That was how it was going every round.
It was, I think, +4 overall for the team, but you had 2 players combined, +10 in opening duels on the side of MIBR, and they lose that map. It was Aspis, it was Tex, putting up numbers. All gamers dealt with it every step of the way. Now GRQ goes on to a favored agent, and still, we're not seeing that flare.
Well, the reason it was close was because Mazzino was 0-6 in opening duels. And now he's in the argument for being their best player. Like, if you talk about a turnaround, he just single-handedly destroyed them in that last. And, well, when you're 7-1 down and this is the purchase, no ultimate still. And look at the pressure that's being put on. They've eliminated Fangit. Now, what I will say is that is the delivery of a fairly hefty upgrade in terms of weaponry. They get to keep the rifle and then get given an operator. I don't think that trade was worth it.
No, normally you're going to see players drop that up first, go in with the shorty, and then refract back. Of course, Aspis is feeling it at the moment, is the best explanation I can give.
Watching the stream,
up,
make sure to like,
but
share,
a little bit
and
overzealous.
subscribe.
Up against an eco,
And
downright
let
silly.
me know in the comments.
But
Like
great
section
delivery,
where
sir.
you,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
you are supporting.
Honestly.
For me,
That's
I'm
fast
supporting
delivery.
MIBR. If I
You'll
don't
get more than you
stop
bargained
constantly
for.
yap, I think I will fall
Problem
asleep.
is,
So I decided to yap a
They
lot,
still
bro.
need to push out through this, and breaking in with the operator of all weapons might not help all that much. The Odin on the choke. The spam from both players catches by. He tried to slide through, but so many bullets came his way, it didn't matter. GRQ having to recover. Another spam! 2 players through the smoke on this initial push. GRQ tagged low again, even after his heal. He's on 23 HP. And they've barely any time left. This plant should be impossible with an Odin still in play, and it will be. Time running dry. And chances for all gamers
8-1.
are running out. 8-1 in the lead, our MIBR.
I always find this when I watch Verno that he looks like a player above his age. Like, because in that moment, you could forgive him to go, oh, if that guy's fought like 3 of my teammates, I can probably just go in and kill him. But he's like, nope, I'll wait 4 seconds, and then it's like 3.7 seconds. He's like, and now I'm fighting. Because I know that he can't plant the spike anymore. I'll just sit in the back line and make sure this round is over, and then I'll be a little bit greedy with the kill. It's just smart stuff that basically makes it impossible for GRQ to get anything. Sure, he's got that run it back online. They have been farming up those orbs from all the way through the game, but we are yet to see that same heroic play that he was pulling out versus Heretics.
After a very competitive first map, it does feel like these last 2 have left something to be desired from all gamers. The last remaining hope of CN. Here comes the ult. From GRQ, it's delayed for a moment. Flash lands nothing. Reveal is there, and it's shut down right off rip. Dive through. Bye-bye. No one's with him. And bye-bye indeed, it seems, to all gamers. We need someone to step up to fill these shoes as players drop across the board. Zekken's on 10 HP, and he survived that fight. Shot back for the kill, and with 9-1 on the board, is there any hope left for all gamers?
Yo, look at
That's the
Aspas.
second round
Aspas' devious smile, bro.
So,
Look at how
bear in
his-
mind, they
how
knew he
he's
was in that corner
smiling
since the running back.
deviously.
So that was when they still had their entirety of their team online. They then peek him from short as well, while swinging him at the same time. He ends up with 3 kills, and then the fourth player that runs in just goes, nah, I'm killing him, and just runs full swing, and it gets killed by Aspas because he's so tunnel visioned in on just getting a singular kill onto Zekken. Just look at the scoreboard. I think the bottom fragger right now on MIBR has 9 kills. There is nobody underperforming. And this is the team that was promised. This is why at the beginning of the year, you're almost laughing at the fact that Zekken has managed to go and join Aspas on the same team. You're almost looking at the fact that they've held on to Verno and built this superstar-studded roster. And it's not quite delivered, but when it does work, this is what you get. It feels like they are fighting a literal war. And everything they do, they just run headfirst into it.
That's been the same for the last map as well. Like, that first half was close. It was a chance to be 6-6, if I'm not mistaken. And then we swapped sides, and MIBR ran away with things. Now, on this map, GRQ, look, he's top fragging, at least. But I did think that, like, I liked the comp. I liked seeing them play last time. I think GRQ especially is a huge step up, and he wasn't bad so far in this series. So you imagine that ceiling's going to raise. Fangir, map 1, looked better than Aspas, which is one hell of a feat. But now it looks like he hasn't even started playing. Indeed, nobody had. They've got 1 round on the board. 9-3, the best scoreline that they can hope and pray for. And even then, the Divine will have to answer for them to have a chance. And perhaps he has. Aspas has made a mistake. He's missed a shot. A rare miss on one side, but then an immediate filling in of the blank shrimp. Tries on the wraparound, but look how confident Zekken is. He's running at them. And maybe he shouldn't be. Fangir, quiet so far, but now a chance against one of the world's best.
He's got nothing left, though. He's down to just a classic. He used his last Headhunter bullet just to try and escape. And now with 7 HP, what he can hope for is that either Aspas makes a mistake or he can get towards that site and find a gun. But you can already tell that the information has been given over. A rifle in the hands of Aspas, and it really does just become a game of chicken. And at least for the moment, it seemed like the Brazilian had the right idea. Or maybe he still does. He's going back towards it. Okay, it's been long enough. Both players decided to move at the exact same moment, moving in tandem. Now, Aspas is low enough that the Classic could just do the work, but his opponent at this stage might end up running out of time. That's going to be the bigger problem. He has to now get in and get that plant. And in fact, Aspas was starting to believe that this was a move towards the other side of the map. Instead, now, he's got to go running back towards B.
And there's a TP available for Fangir, but
how it's going, pro player.
Placing, and he doesn't know how close Aspas is. Of course, Aspas went to A, thinking the spike had maybe been taken. He hadn't seen it for
going
so
good,
long.
bro. Lotus might be our loss
info.
against AGAL.
Not yet given away. Aspas.
Split.
Break the trap.
It might be our one.
Fangir swings in, and Aspas lands the shot.
I mean, yeah,
digging
he was
a hole deeper for all gamers.
Bro, I'm sleepy, guys. Please, somebody talking chat. I'm so
round.
sleepy, bro. I slept like 2 times.
They may end the
क्योंकि आज live नहीं करना है क्या?
It's looking more and more likely as they go by. An incredibly
sir,
nice attempt
1 minute का delay है.
Fangir. This round shouldn't
अगला
have been
stream में
particularly
वो
close,
हटा
especially
दूंगा.
after Zekken put him so desperately low and just seemed
I
to
did
have it
not
dead to
know
rights.
we
This correction with a
do not
singular
get a
bullet
delay.
left seemed like it might have been enough, but in the end, the
Don't
final
forget
boss.
to like the stream.
Look at the scoreboard: 11-11, 11-11, 10. Like there really has just not been a missing piece to the MIBR puzzle.
Everyone has double-digit
Zekken's
goals.
getting more and more confident. In
MIBR
fact, this isn't just sheer rundown. Fires having to just try and hold on for life, and even an escape route doesn't exist. They are being surrounded, choked out,
Bro,
and they think maybe,
poor
okay,
AGAL, bro.
is this the open
saw
site?
that.
Is this the one that nobody's holding? No, it isn't. There's still one,
No,
now
no,
two,
Fangir
now
didn't
3
win
and a
that.
fourth. wrapping round, and well, it was Verno to close 11-1. The team that faced off against GE is showing up once again.
Yeah, listen, I don't think there's many teams out there that would look at, especially in an elimination match and a qualification match at the same time, and say, I'd like to face MIBR in that one. But you definitely don't want to face MIBR in this form. You know how strong of a player someone like Aspis can be. We've seen Tex from the very get-go be activated. But now Mazzino, Verno, they're there alongside him. Zekken looks like he's unkillable. The amount of times I've seen him take what for anyone else would be a death blow and keep on moving. Even at times having Aspis as his savior with the off-wall bang.
I'll be honest.
I should probably not do that.
If he hadn't died a couple of rounds ago to the Headhunter, and you'd said to me, oh, he was in God mode by accident, I'd go, oh, you know what, actually that makes sense, because there were rounds where, yeah, he gets wallbang like that while being spammed out by an overdrive. The round after where he gets 3 kills while stuck in the same corner for a whole round, and then a player runs at him just to kill him, and Aspis goes, did you forget about me? Like, come on, guys. Like, please don't forget the guy who has a champion's gun buddy.
That champion looks like a copy of IO, not gonna lie.
But even still, even with every once in a while a glimmer of hope, they get shut down. This was probably one of the best opportunities they had, and even still it didn't go their way. And right after that, a complete decimation. 11-1. It was a good defensive half last time out for all gamers, but at this point, every single round.
Bro, I might
like
just end stream after this. Is it a good idea? Like, should I end stream after this? Should I go sleep?
After that, we'll end the game
I might need to go sleep, bro. I might wake up at night.
Have to be perfect. Maybe at 12-1 we can see a pause. I do think though, like, the game that they played on map number 1, they made MIBR at times look like fools. They caught them off guard. They played double to triple fakes that worked almost every time. Bai was lurking in mid and catching so many players off guard. But once MIBR realized what was happening, once they had that time between maps to discuss, okay, how should we react to those kind of plays? How should we react to them pushing and pulling like that? Ever since then, they cracked the code, and all gamers haven't had that extra gear to shift into.
Yo, I'm legit sleeping. This is the 4th time or something I'm legit like
they're gonna have any chance, and there
falling
he is to
asleep.
start it off.
Not because of the game is boring, because I had a long day.
I don't know what that means if you're still going for a car analogy, but who cares about that at this point? Anything that will work has to come through for all gamers. An opening pick is about the best scenario they've had, but Zekken just looks like he's hit a completely different gear, a different level, in fact. And even scenario, a nice work from GRQ, a player revealed, but they are losing as they go. Just the 2 players underneath. The flash is perfect, and a second round will come through. The lifeline has been gone. More importantly, GRQ getting most of those kills gets him closer to that ult.
Yeah, perhaps a consolation prize, but you never want to count yourself out. Remember, this isn't a situation where they can rely on a lower bracket. There's no extra layer. There is no safety net to fall into. It's a long way down and a long way back home for all gamers. This pistol guarantees them at least a bit of runway. And I was waiting to see if, as confident as they feel, they go in for the crazy force buy here, but MIBR are looking to get this over as quickly as possible in a more conventional way. And take the eco. And gear an opportunity to pick up a couple more orbs, but it's really GRQ you want to see with a few coming out of this. The buy in the next for MIBR could be the beginning of the end. Keeping this clean as well is exactly what they want. All 5 alive for all gamers. It's a good start to the half.
The dash and
especially
boom,
when
boom,
they've invested on every single player. Like they have to do that. You can't be playing a conventional bonus round where you're risking it here and there. And for Vangir, getting a few additional orbs, it's not going to help him in this next round, but if he could do the work with the operator, he might be getting one for free. The problem is he lost all of his shields, so he's going to come back in with an operator, but no shields alongside it. It's a thin line between another round onto the board and his opponents with an operator on the attack.
A buy has been bypassed. Oh, he's just shot, but I don't think they've noticed just yet. Never mind. They turn on a dime, catch him off, but the trades keep on coming in favor of All Gamers until they don't. Verno dropping Shrimp. Means the spike makes it to the site. Means a 3 versus 2 in the post plant.
MIBR through the
There's not much to help All Gamers get back into this. The operator would love a pick, but I think they've spotted it now. They've seen that big gun. A paranoia for Kira can perhaps... In fact, it could catch them all if it's at the right angle, but waiting to get into position before it's fired through. It'll find one towards the backside. Clean pickup on Aspis, but Tex was not blinded by it at this point for Fangir. 11-3, you need the round, but the time should be too far gone. And by now, it most certainly is with 2 left to get. It's all about orbs. It's all about punishing the attacking side, making it costly, but nothing to be found. No up saved, and 3-piece for Verno gets 12-3 on the board. The beginning of the end is here.
Yeah, maybe he thought there was no way out, but I think at that stage, saving the operator holds so much more value than a singular kill. Like, that round was already over, and definitely mistakes starting to creep in a little bit more. I think Shrimp walking back into the site after they've already completely lost it, it just seems panicky. And you can understand why. Their tournament life is on the line. The last representative of VCT China. And it looks like America's might be getting one more team at least in towards the playoff stage. They are, however, a man up for now. Not a bad start.
Man to the good. Zekin down as well, the immortal man.
He bleeds.
Finally. Early pickup, but still some weaknesses here. They're certainly not out of the woods. Paranoia Prime fired through, caught one, but not the second player. Luckily, Aspis is quick to get out of there. He heard a shot coming at him from behind and bailed. Bai's now rotated in to help the squad, and Spawn still cut off by Kira with the flank up by Fangir. All Gamers have MIBR boxed in with a man advantage to play with as well. This is looking set for 12-4.
Yeah, they've got to run it back if they need it. GRQ sat at the back of the site, and that's exactly what he's going for now. Just try and make things even more awkward for them, even just a singular pick. But no, he's denied by Tex. The problem is, should now know that there's a decent amount of players at the back of this site. Aspas desperately low already. And Bai will hold his ground. The move towards the other side of the map doesn't even seem like an option anymore. They've only got 15 seconds to try and make this move, and although eventually we'll see a player lost, it's not going to matter too much, although if he got that TP off, there was a chance at a plant, but Shrimp made sure it wasn't.
Yeah, they just got there in time to take him out before he slipped into the shadows. Another opportunity for the streak of rounds for a legendary comeback against some of the best that the world has to offer for All Gamers. They proved themselves on map number 1. But this task, it seems too tall for any team to make 8 rounds against MIBR in a row from this point forward. Tour de Force online for Fangir. I don't think he's going to be saving that for the next. I don't hear it popped.
Yeah, I think with the fact that they don't have the credits.
Yeah. Lose a player or two and the panic will kick in, but the Outlaw's perfect.
Yeah, all of them are one shot to the Outlaw anyway, but
except Aspis.
Interestingly going for that hero gun in this round.
He's heard them, right? He's heard them, right? He's heard them, right? Oh my god! What is happening? They were stepping for the last 5 seconds. The man's deaf. He's unplugged his headphones. It's a 5v3. And Aspis has got by. The dawn of this series looked so bright for All Gamers. They pushed MIBR to the limits, but as dawn turns to day, a dark night on the horizon for VCTCN. They are going home, and MIBR push through the playoffs.
It seemed like it was going to be a worrying day for MIBR with that first map. They had themselves in a pretty decent position, and then we saw the fight back from their opponents. But on map 2 and map 3, this is the MIBR we hoped to see here at EWC. A brilliant performance, adaptations in map 2 and map 3. Honestly, it could have been an email. That was so quick with how they were able to get through their opponents. They look very, very good in this matchup.
Oh, they absolutely do. What a bounce back. I mean, all gamers plan on map number 1 work to perfection. Their preparation paid off, but the adjustments from MIBR were there. From the second we stepped into map number 2 on Split, we saw those issues fixed. In the pistol round, MIBR were ready for what was thrown at them, and from that point forward, it became more and more dominant. But this last map, it shines a light to just how strong MIBR can be. A big team now locked in for playoffs. And that's all the time we've got in the game. It's time to throw this one back to the desk with the beautiful, the wonderful Deacon.
Thank you very much, Mitch, man, as it is MIBR Los getting the job done here against AGAL, and as he so eloquently said, crushing the hopes of a VCT China representative in the playoffs. It also means it's 100% win rate so far, qualification rate so far here for VCT Americas. They are 3 for 3 and will go 4 for 4, attempt to, in our next series. But it's time to celebrate MIBR Los hitting the right notes and finally achieving that potential we've been waiting for them to see.
It's good to see that it is in Ascent, right, as well. To see that face, to see the bounce back from what we saw against Team Heretics. All of the players, I believe, showed up. Bruno, I think that throughout the series, redemption arc complete.
Yeah, I mean, I think I love that they went back to Ascent. I think it shows good prep work and fantastic coaching from this squad.
If you can play Ascent.
Well, but I think when you get destroyed on a map like that, I love that they go back to it because it means that they felt prepared, and it felt like also all gamers showed their Ascent as well. That shows to me that they feel like they have a very, very confident read, and I think when I watched this game, that's what it felt like. Every move all gamers tried to make was so confidently shut down because they had all the information. This was prepped well ahead of time, and great IGLing there. I think I really want to give